Okay. Should be able to hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Somebody tell me something. Damn. Should be able to hear me in a second. How about now? How about now? Okay, we should be with audio. There should be audio. I'm seeing audio right now. I am so sorry. Two times. Hey, listen, let me tell you something before I start the show. I made a lot of mistakes. I took a lot of shots at the end of the game that didn't hit. I was MVP 45 times out of my 11 seasons of playing in the NBA. I tried to figure out my Jordan because Jordan got that poster. He's like, I did all this and I lost all that time. That's why I succeed. Hey, I'm so sorry. Quick glitch of the hand because I've really gotten used to running this shit a lot tighter. But I'm excited. I ain't been here in a while, making a little mistakes here and there. But thank y'all. A dog, thank you for calling. I couldn't pick right up because I was knee deep in the shit. But thank everybody. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all so much. Thank y'all for tuning in. Now we can drop a bomb. All right. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, now that you can hear me, thank God, is about how an artist can make 30,000 sales, 30,000 sales of his record and it not count on the Billboard charts. Now, quick recap, because I've already spent about 25 minutes talking this same piece and y'all couldn't hear me due to me. MC Hammer sold units out of his trunk uh, via records. E40 units out of the trunk as well via CDs, tapes, probably records too. Too Short tapes, probably records too, out of the trunk. These guys were able to account for those sales that were hand to hand to their fans. But today, in this digital realm, in this new, you know, just heavily uh, digitally encrypted industry format we're in, it doesn't count. You can literally sell 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, and it may not count. And it sounds extremely crazy to me because think about it. The case study we have tonight is LaRussell, and he's out of the West Coast, out of the Bay Area, okay, specifically Vallejo. So think about it. If you're selling 30,000 copies on your own and you're independent, $10 a piece, that's about $300,000. You're touching over a quarter million in sales. Okay, at that point, that's at $10 a piece. You can do $5 a piece, and it's $150,000. Okay, you're approaching a quarter million in sales. Getting close. But nonetheless, independently from your own hands, your own machine, out of your own home, like this artist here, it doesn't count. Why is the question? Well, tonight we're going to pull back the layers. I'm going to dig and show you what I learned through my research. And, man, just another, show to exemplify how fucked up the game is and why it's more important now than ever to stand firm on your independence as an artist. If you are a lyricist, rapper, singer, this show really pertains to you. It really speaks directly to you in business. Musicians, not so much so. The musicians route, the instrument playing musicians, it's a lot different for them. The opportunities are different. Things are, based on different factors and different attributes. But if you're a rapper, writer, singer, yeah, tune in. And if you got a relative that is, let them know to tune in. If they can't, make sure that you go back and pull the shorts off of this show and send them to them, because we're going to peel back some layers on really why that doesn't count and who are the companies besides Billboard 100 that's responsible for counting sales and why they don't count it either. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. All right, y'all. This is CrossFaded. Um, let's do it. Crossfaded, 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 crossfaded. Mad they never made it. Mad so now they hating. They bad for how they paid it. I'm just trying to make it, trying to hold my placement. Thanking God for the graces, watching for changing faces. Crossfaded, this is special occasion. Subjects hotter than Cajun. Adulaide Mason. Crossfaded, I'm just a duck in the pond. Shout out to Dorian, my reign has just begun. I be crossfaded, 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 crossfaded. Well, you ready? Let's start the show. What up? What up? Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Omega Classic Records TV is the page and the name. This is Crossfaded, big baby. Man, it's been a little while. It's been a lot that's happened. Um, kind of took a break over the last uh, few weeks, coming off of um, the Haley situation. Of course, you guys remember. Uh, that's where I left off at. Is where I leave you at. Um, Dealing with our loved one, Haley. God bless her. But what I will say, if you did not keep up with that situation, they did find her, and she was unalived by this sick, sadistic individual. He was caught. He has not been charged, but they're working on it out of Ohio. So, but nonetheless, what also was great, well, not also, but what was great inside of this was there has been a law passed called Haley's Law on the books here in Indianapolis, Indiana, Indiana abroad. So Haley's Law now exists, another layer of protection for Indiana children, and hopefully they push hard to make this law nationalized. It needs to be in every town. What Haley's Law consists of is the police getting and kicking into action immediately upon a report of a missing teenager. No longer are they needing evidence to show that the teenager was, taken by force, or that the teenager, um, you know, if it looked like the teenager ran away, they have to wait and stand down for 48 hours. Those hours, each hour means everything. And the police could not respond accordingly because it was not in their literature of law to respond immediately because of the way that Haley left. It looked like it was consensual, but she was coerced. So, yes, it has been a hot minute. Thank you, brother, for the condolences. What's up, man? Shout out to the CWK. I need to get with you, Slice. It's been a rough little patch in between then. I literally have not made any post of awareness of any kind or any just regular post up until the beginning of this week. So I sat idle. I prayed. I worked. I focused. Um, and I waited. You know, it just didn't feel right to run material up right behind that. This just wasn't the regular tragedy, for myself and the folks around me. Um, the Busby family, the Rices, Caldwells. It wasn't the it just it man, it was rough. But you know what? God is with us. God walked us through it. And thanks to God, you got a great new law on the books. They do need to improve it in some uh, aspects. I believe I was hearing that they need some improvements from Haley's Army on there. I was reading some posts and um, so, but it's on the books and they can critique as they go along, but it's on the books now. A teenager can't just, walk out the door and it looks okay and nobody's not going to do anything anymore. Not in this state. Not in this state. So, to you badass kids, because you want to buck your mama and your daddy and you just want to run out the crib, it's a wrap. They coming to come get you. All right. My made me think about remember Juice, Samuel Jackson in the arcade. Here they come. About to put y'all asses back in school. Yeah, they coming to get you. You know what I'm saying? So, you better think, be wise about your decisions. So, but yeah, that's one of the major things. But I'm glad that that's over because that was just rough, man. So uh God bless Haley. Haley, keep watching, keep helping me. And now that you are an angel, make sure your boy gets to the seashore with his message so he can you know, keep carrying the good word and keep carrying this beacon of light that I got in here. Haley got me. Plus I got some more angels up there. You know what I'm saying? So um yep, Indiana got that right for sure. So when the time comes and they try to make this law national, I will let you guys know so that you can, sign whatever petitions or anything needs to be signed because it needs to be in your town too. Like I said, when this incident started, if you have children, if you know children, if children are in your family, if you work with children, if you care in the least about a child, you need to sign this when it comes. All right. So yeah, man. Um, next thing, order of business as well, too. I know you see these dope kicks over here. I got a pair of uh Air Jordan 1 highs. It's the I can't think of what the name of these joints is, but it's the joints that came in this box. And it got that, it's got that special heat to it. These got a name, but I can't think of it. But these were one of the original pairs of Jordans that Michael first had gotten. I think this is like the prototype. If you ever seen Air with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, this is like that prototype J because they just put Air Jordan with the words on there. And then I think after the words, next comes the wings when they distribute them. But I think this is the one that Mike had over his shoulder on the playground that was just hanging and it just said Air Jordan. So whatever the name of them boys is, I'm giving these away. They got the black and the red strings. I need y'all to give me I need 5 kids. Okay. And I need 5 kids that really need some shoes. This isn't just a fun giveaway like we're just anybody gets them. I need 5 kids that need some kicks. I need to know the kid's story, like what's up with the kid. You know what I'm saying? Is he in school? He need to be in school. He needs to be doing decent. He needs to be a BC student. I may accept an F. It depends on the circumstances, but the kid needs some kicks. All right. So somebody send me the kid's name and and the story of why this kid needs these kicks. And out of the 5 kids, I'm probably gonna give at least 3 of them a pair of shoes, but only one of them are gonna get these. All right, because I got some kicks to still kind of fulfill. And the last 2 kids out of the 5 will hit y'all with a nice gift too. So I'm gonna say this: all 5 kids are gonna get something, for sure. But 3 of them are gonna get kicks, and one of the 5 are gonna get these. All right. So get on that number. It's 317-509-0464. That's the hotline for Classic Records. Um, I may not answer, but leave a message. My handlers will answer that line, and you can leave a message, or they'll call back or text back. Miss Sandy, she's on there, and Colleen, they both handle that. Give me a kid's name and a story. The adult, or if the kid is here himself, whoever submits it, I'll be corresponding with you when it's time to draw to get the kid, the kicks. So again, I can't tell you what the other two kicks will be. I'm not sure yet. I have like a few options to choose from, but this is a size 10. Okay. So make sure that kid is in a 10. um, and the other kids, uh, just let me know their size and I'll figure something out. You know, my shoes come from Kicks Casserole, which is a shoe company that's a mobile shoe company here in Indy, and he's a friend of mine. That damn, it's Jordan's uh, signature on the side. I didn't realize that. I need to go do my research on this shoe. But nah, my guy, as you know, over the seasons has always helped me with the kicks and helped me. He got rabbits out the hat. Just put it like that, rabbits out the hat. Um, but yeah, these are the size 10, and I need a kid. I need 5 kids, and I need to know why they need some shoes. Not necessarily why they need some shoes, but why you submitted them, and they need some shoes is what I mean to say. They need some shoes. All right. No, don't give me no kid last year that won them Pharrells that I gave away, Culver. You know, um, besides I heard Easton, he damn near done with school. So if you done dropped out, this ain't for you, kid. You already out the game. You in the game of life now. As a man, nobody gonna give you no shoes, bruh. You grown. You know what I'm saying? So, but I'm talking to the kids that are in school that need shoes and that got a great story to tell, about how they working and doing what they supposed to be doing. So let me know. Hit me up on that line, the Jordan one. I'm gonna keep it here over the next few shows. And when we get those 5 kids, we'll draw. Simple as that. If I get the 5 kids tonight, we'll draw next show. You know what I mean? So let me know. Find a kid that you know that needs them. This is a communal effort. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. Make something possible. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Yeah. And on to some more business. Gave you the Haley Busby update. Um, I wanted to tell you guys that we're going to start turning more into just leaning harder into hip hop and into music. I love world news. Don't get me wrong. Uh, and we're gonna definitely sports. I feel like is second nature. So we definitely are gonna do our thing on the sports tip for sure. But man, it's just so chaotic right now with um, this goofy dude in office and his whole goofy assortment. It's like it honestly, you guys, and I'm not a journalist. I do the best I can with what I have, but it's like covering a reality TV show, you know, and there's so much happening and so much that consistently is going wrong. Like I could spend days just digging and giving you stories. So we're going to stick to the most important world news, especially the stuff that pertains to the culture, to hip hop, to black folks, to people of color, you know what I'm saying? And people in the culture, so that you can have the awareness of, what the world is doing that affects you. What they're doing affects us all up there. Make no mistake. But, if it isn't, some goofy political representative like Pete Hegseth bombing and killing people that possibly were innocent, um then it's a new old white dude raping, you know what I'm saying, and that's coming out. Man, I'm cool. I'm not gonna just I just can't apply so much energy to that. Listen, hip hop is the origin, it's the essence, it's underneath everything. Hip hop is what's gonna bring shit together, unite shit, and it's ultimately, what's gonna turn or change the tide. It already has before, right? You watched it, you seen it if you know hip hop. Think about hip hop when it first came, coming through the 70s, broken glass everywhere, people pissing in the corner, they don't care. All the way to the 80s, self-destruction, you're headed for self. Man, we getting back to that shit. We getting back to that shit, but packaged and delivered in the format for today. Cause it's more important for me to, if I can get a little nigga to put a gun down, it's more important for me to do that than it is for me to uh be talking about, what government building that this goofy guy is trying to put his name on today. Because this guy's trying to, put his name on everything when he's earned absolutely nothing in terms of respect or in terms of, um, just, true political favor, you know. So expect more hip hop, in other words, to come, because we need it, y'all. And because that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, world news, man. I heard they about to stop the USPS mail. So that's what I'm saying. You see what I'm saying? I wake up, one day and we at war, and the next day I wake up, we about to possibly not get no more mail. What's gonna happen with the envelopes and all the folks that that got to use postcards and that they gonna send it through Amazon now? I don't have time, man, to be picking that kind of shit apart because they want you to do that to stay distracted. So, but just know that's on the horizon. Just know that your USPS mail is getting, fucked around with, and if it stops, then something's going on up there. I think there's like a partial government shutdown as it is anyway right now. So, no telling what that's affecting or who that affects. So just keep that in mind. Your mail is, having some threats to it. But then again, in this administration, don't be surprised, dude. You so that's what I got for you right now in the world news. All right. Because it's just too much bullshit. Now, the nitty gritty. I do want to say, man, stop the music on this one. God bless the beautiful Kiki Shepherd. She passed away. If you don't know who Kiki Shepherd is, she was the host or co-host, I'm sorry, on Showtime at the Apollo. She was more of I like the Vanna White of Showtime at the Apollo. She was gonna come out and each contestant number one, such and such. Then she go to the next contestant. She do her hand like that. Number two, Kiki Shepherd is an iconoclast. She is like, if I could say, the black people's Vanna White. You know what I'm saying? You know who Vanna White is. Vanna White. And she still, I think, is working to this day, on Wheel of Fortune, right? Turning used to be she had to turn them numbers. Now she just tap them and they digital with it. Blue. This is the Vanna White for the black community here, and she's gone. She passed away just a couple of days ago. She's been there at that Apollo Theater and seen countless legends come across that stage. Um, she's been there at the beginnings of countless legends' careers, like Lauryn Hill, who came to the Apollo and was booed off the stage. Um, yep, Kiki Shepherd was there for that. So this is a really huge blow uh, to New York City, to Harlem, to the Apollo, theater itself, and a big, huge blow to, man, black culture. So God bless her, man. She was 74, and she looked. I didn't know she was that old, but it makes sense when I go back through time. She just looked great the whole time. She was just a very, regal woman. You know what I'm saying? So, and man, and I love the Apollo. I've been watching the Apollo since I was old enough, since I was a kid. I've seen, all the old clips and some of the old shows where the Jacksons came on, all the way to the the 90s and 80s. I'll say like the end of the 80s era. I got to see like Belle Biv DeVoe performing on there. I remember performances from like Keith Murray, Men at Large. Remember Men at Large? These two big brothers that they could sing their motherfucking ass off, man. Like, man, folks probably forgot about them brothers, man. They was like two Gerald Leverts. Um, Shoot, man, I just done seen so many come across there. I know you have too. You probably sitting there naming acts you done seen. Legendary theater, man, and a legendary woman. And I'd like to say I appreciate you, Kiki, and thank you for everything that you've done for the culture. God bless you, for sure. Yeah, yeah, man. Um, so yeah. With that being said, that's roughly about you, about the worst of your news situation. You know what I'm saying? About the worst of it right there. I did hear about Quincy Jones selling his catalog. I don't know all of the details about it, but I said, you know what? It's worth a look see. I said, okay, Quincy Jones and sold the catalog. What's up with that? Well, we all know that Quincy Jones is no longer here, so this would be his estate handling his catalog, of course. But let's see what I can find out. We're looking that up on the fly. You know what I'm saying? While I'm pulling that up, how y'all been? Y'all been all right? Yeah, y'all been going to work and everything, doing handling your business. I can dig it. Um, so what I am seeing right now is a little bit about the background on what's going on. Quincy selling that catalog, and it looks like some of that catalog, um, may consist of even Michael Jackson, Michael Jackson material. So I'm kind of reading ahead before I read to you. So let's dig in and see. Okay. Quincy Jones's estate has sold a notable portion of the late artist's catalog, including some of his stake in Michael Jackson's discography. Investment firm Harbor View acquired select music and non music assets on Tuesday, as reported by the Hollywood Reporter. The deal spans Jones's assets, both publishing related and recorded. Harborview Equity Partners also acquired assets tied to work in The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Wow, where Jones was an executive producer. Our father was endlessly curious and always ahead of his time, Rashida Jones, the late producer's daughter and actor, said in a statement. Long before anyone talked about multi platform, he was already building bridges and connecting the dots across music, film, television, publishing, technology, and culture, creating iconic juggernauts like Thriller, The Color Purple. I didn't realize he did The Color Purple. The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and co founding the magazine Vibe. Mm. Jones died in 2024 at the age of 91. The Chicago born music legend was raised amid the Great Depression and influenced by his mother's mental illness. His discovery of an upright piano became a pivotal point in his journey into music. By as young as 14, he was performing in jazz clubs with Ray Charles. You see, I seen that in the movie Ray. If you ever seen Ray, him and Quincy. Quincy is played by I think Lorenz Tate, and they running around together for a little while. They even part ways, and then Ray starts working his way up the circuit, and then they come back together. So they was homeboys. Uh, he didn't just shift culture with his sonic taste and production genius. Um, he was also, among many things, the first black musician or musical director of the Academy Awards in 1971. So he directed the Academy Awards in 1971. He was the first black person to do so. Man, man, give it up for that. That's legendary. You know what I'm saying, man? Drop a bomb. Like, man, I didn't know. You know, I know he done so much. You know, I know he means so much. You know. Um, so let's see if I can see any numbers. Uh, they may not want to say no numbers, y'all. They ain't said no numbers. They ain't said no numbers, but what they did say at the end was Quincy Jones's legendary body of work is only the latest Harbor View has acquired. The firm has been, no doubt, expanding quickly since its formation in 2021. It also owns catalogs of Kelly Clarkson, T Pain, Wiz Khalifa, and more. So um this firm, Harbor View, is running through the musical landscape, acquiring um a lot of these artists' catalogs. And now they have some of Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson. And if they got some Michael Jackson and it came from Quincy Jones, you know what it is. You know it's gonna be uh, the the beat it shit, off the wall. Like it's probably gonna be between 1 and 3 of Michael's album 1 to album 3. What is that? That's off the wall, beat it, and I'm bad. So they probably now own pieces of them 3 albums across those 3 albums. And some albums Quincy did the entire project. So they may own the entire album of one of those, if not all of them. Boy. Yep. So when you start to hear Michael Jackson songs in commercials that new commercials coming, or you know, even new movies or TVs, and you hear some old Michael Jackson, that's Harbor View putting that music to work. But nonetheless, not to focus on them. They're a company in the landscape, just do what they do. Shout out to Quincy Jones, um, for being what he's been to the culture. Um, shout out to Michael Jackson as well, for man being tied to Quincy Jones' legacy. A lot of guys are tied to Quincy Jones' legacy that were high power, like super high caliber artists, like Frank Sinatra. Like I didn't know him and Frank had done so much. They didn't done they didn't done not only music but shows and all kind of stuff. Like he didn't Quincy went on runs with brothers. He went on runs with Ray Charles, and did the same with Frank Sinatra, Mike Jackson. He just been on runs with people, and they come out. It seems like they come out great after working with him. So, but yeah, man, shout out to Quincy Jones, man. God bless. I appreciate that for sure. Everything that he done, and to them folks, man, do right by his catalog, please. Don't have his catalog looking silly, you know, um, representing something silly, you know. Do him right. All right. All right. Um, I wanted to tell you guys something too. Your boy has a new musical release coming soon. In fact, it's coming on the 5th. It's coming on Easter. That's right, Easter. I will rise once again. Um, this joint is called Archangel Michael, and Easter will be dropping the single and the video. It's been a little while, man. I haven't released any music since Back from the Future, so I'm looking very forward to um, releasing some good music and um, also some good visuals. So, you know, stand by because your boy is, man, he's ready, and excited, super excited. I'll try to see if I can uh, gather a quick clip for you guys to see real quick if I can. Um, but yeah, man, it's going down. Matter of fact, how would you guys like to see the whole video? Would you like to see the whole video for the first? I can't do that. I ain't gonna do that. Don't do that. I want to, but I ain't gonna do that. Can't do that, man. Don't do that. But what I will do, you guys, is give you guys a little taste of Archangel Michael, which is dropping on the 5th. And I'm also gonna send you, if you're in our CrossFaded family, um, text thread, I am going to send you early access to the single. The single is free. You will be able to stream it free. You'll be able to download it. I am no longer on Spotify, Apple Music, and those places. I am direct to consumer now. So you'll get the music directly from the artist, from me, from here forward. And then there will be later releases to all the DSPs. Probably some stuff may not ever get released to Apple Music or Spotify, but routinely we'll re-release it on DSPs like 60 to maybe 90 days later. It just depends on every song or album is case by case. But you'll be getting the music directly from me. And I need you guys to support that. The artists that you love, you got to realize that this is the best way to support them. This show tonight, it speaks volumes to how much damage is happening with music. And this case study, when I peel back the layers, you'll see why it's so important to really support the artists that you care about. And that's why, as an artist, not only do I pride myself on making some great music, but I really want to impact the community with giveaways and raffles and just contributions, because this is where it matters most. This is ground zero for the real artist. You know what I'm saying? If you just chasing stages as an artist, or chasing diamond chains, or chasing cars and rims, or changing your musical identity every year, one this year you a rapper, next year you a country western singer or country rapper, or next year you a trap rapper, you're not doing nothing that's helping anybody. In fact, you adding to the confusion that we already got, and we got a bunch of that. So um Nina Simone said it best, this is our job in music. We're supposed to continue to help. We're supposed to be shining a light on the times, okay? As an artist, that's your job. So but you know what? Needless to say, or without further ado, rather, check out this little clip of my new single that's coming um, April the 5th on Easter. Archangel Michael.
I slayed dragons in my past life. I used to walk on lava just to pass time. God gave me the pistol, so now you niggas mine. Constantine, beware the devil may cry. Soul snatching, pull your spirit out your chest. The covenant, bound by blood to the architect. I'm here to bring your deepest fears forth to manifest. If you my enemy, take heed to this rhyme fest. Jewel every line spit, lyrical treasure chest. I'm at my fucking best, and this is not a test. Ass parlance, breaking you down like a fraction is compound. Linear equations with words, verbs, nouns, adjectives. Some savage shit, you lacking this. I'm laughing at niggas that's passionate.
Yeah, man. Gotta give a shout out to myself, man. That's a powerful song to drop on Easter, man. I'm bringing you some profound shit on Easter. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? So, if you are not in the thread and you want to be, you can text that number down at the bottom of the screen. If my team could throw that number back up again, it's the 317-509-0464 number. I didn't got to the point where I didn't remember the number. And that ain't because of the show, is because of what I've been doing with the phone. But 317-509-0464. Text that number so that you can get early access to Archangel Michael right there, dropping on the 5th. You'll have early access to the single. And again, you'll be able to stream it, you'll be able to download it. I'm working with Even on this release. Even is a site that works with independent artists and ensures that independent artists keeps their crowd and their fan information with them, and not giving their fan information to Apple Music and never knowing who's streaming or who's really gotten to receive the music. In this setting, I'll know that you got the music, and I'll know that you have downloaded it or that you stream it or whatever you chose to do with it. But yes, April 5th, your boy will re-arise again. So text that line down below, so that we can put you in the group. And if you're in that group, you'll receive that early access. I'll probably send that out between tonight and tomorrow. You'll get a little flyer that has a QR code. In fact, that looks like that QR code right there, down at the bottom right there. You can't see my hand because my hand disappeared. But it's right down there. Scan that QR code. But I'll be sending that to your phones. So Archangel Michael on the 5th coming out this Easter. And also, once again, I need, a kid. I need 5 kids that need some shoes. And I just need to know that they're doing a good job in life and in school. And I need 5 kids. All right. So adults, let me know, what kids you got, and tell me the narrative about them, and that they need some shoes. And we gonna get 5 kids, and we gonna have a draw. All right. But this kid, he needs to be a size 10. All right. So text that line with that information if you want to be in the group thread, and also, to help me find a kid to get these shoes to. I need a good kid that needs some kicks on his feet. You know what I'm saying? So, but yes, Archangel Michael coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. April the 5th, excuse me, Easter. Jacking up dates. All right. Well, with that being said, give me one moment, you guys, and we'll take a quick breather, and I'll be right back with you here shortly. All right. In fact, we'll leave you with the Archangel Michael clip for a moment.
I slayed dragons in my past life. I used to walk on lava just to pass time. God gave me the pistol, so now you niggas mine. Constantine, beware the devil may cry. Soul snatching, pull your spirit out your chest. The covenant, bound by blood to the architect. I'm here to bring your deepest fears forth to manifest. If you my enemy, take heed to this rhyme fest. Jewel every line spit, lyrical treasure chest. I'm at my fucking best, and this is not a test. Ass parlance, breaking you down like a fraction is compound. Linear equations with words, verbs, nouns, adjectives. Some savage shit, you lacking this. I'm laughing at niggas this Eon flux you, loaded lux you. You bitch, nigga. Goats, big baby. You talking to the goat.
Ain't no power of love in this aftermath. 88 miles per hour couldn't take you back. So fuck it, what's done is done. No doctor save me, this runs the one. And I'm taking it back to 91. With them all white J's with the holes in the tongue. I'm fresh like the Prince. I'm on some coolie high harmony shit.
This young God's predicted to be a rap legend. Armed with a clever verbal arsenal is his magic weapon. On the microphone, he never feels threatened, caught off guard, or tongue-tied. Don't test him. Battling is nothing to him. He knows that the MC reaches most of his people to the pad of the pen. You either go love him or hate him, roll with him and trade him. I slayed dragons in my past life. I used to walk on lava just to pass time. God gave me the pistol, so now you niggas mine. Constant. I am easy, deadly, incomplete without the microphone. But once he's holding the microphone, he feels at home. His lips spitting lips.
Sorry about
like
that.
Mac 10 spits bullets. His
Brings the trigger to watch your brother pull it, making all opponents the confrontation ducking high. That you can see it in his eyes. Yo, we are back. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. If you have not, Omega Classic Records is the page. Omega Classic Records TV is the page and the name. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, and our guy hit a Billy. This is super important. Dr. Dre, I thought that he had hit $1 billion previously, but I was incorrect. Forbes is now saying that he is finally a billionaire. Nearly a dozen years after he declared himself hip hop's, look at that, a dozen years ago. That's what I was thinking. Like, I remember that whole sale with the Beats by Dre to Apple Music. So, but nearly a dozen years ago, after he declared himself hip hop's first billionaire, it seems Dr. Dre finally is one, according to Forbes' 2026 billionaires list. They need to update the Forbes list. Shit just changed, Dre said in May of 2014, after he and Jimmy Iovine sold their Beat by Dre business to Apple Music for $3 billion, which was eventually merged into Apple Music. However, it was a very long list and a vivid demonstration of the vast earnings gap between the 1% and the rest of the world. And Dr. Dre is tied to 333 and a second of the world's richest list, okay? With Jared Kushner, Rihanna, Steel Magnate, Richard Teets Jr., and lots of others. Okay. He also didn't make Forbes' splashy painting of some of the world's richest and most toxic people, many of whom presumably can't stand each other, gathered together at a party on a super yacht, including President Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Rupert Murdoch, Mark Zuckerberg, and others, with two of the three pictured black people, Jay-Z and Beyonce, off to the left corner, with Oprah relegated to the balcony. Beyonce also new to the list, although her billionaire status was announced several months ago. According to the announcement, Dre joins an elite group of celebrities who have recently crossed the 3 comma threshold. Of the 22nd billionaire entertainers Forbes has identified, nearly half were added in the last 3 years, and he becomes just the 6th musician, joining Beyonce and Jay-Z, as well as Taylor Swift, Bruce Springsteen, and Rihanna. The latter three do not appear in the illustration either. Elon Musk tops the billionaires list for the second year in a row and is the richest person ever recorded, worth an estimated $839 billion. The announcement states his net worth skyrocketed by half of $1 trillion from last year, thanks to the rise of the value of Tesla and SpaceX, which is aiming to go public in 2026. Musk is the first person ever recorded to reach the $800 billion mark. And or as he moves towards becoming the world's first billionaire. Shit. It's the year of the billionaire, said Chase Peterson Wilthorne, Forbes senior editor in Wealth. The planet added more than 1 billion per day over the past 12 months as the AI-powered stock market boom boosted fortunes previously unimaginable heights. Boosted them to previously unimaginable heights, excuse me. Larry Page, co-founder of Google, follows far behind Musk in the number 2 spot with an estimated worth of 257 billion, followed by the co-founder of Sergey Brin at number 3, 237 billion, followed by Jeff Bezos, 224, and Mark Zuckerberg, 232. I'm sorry, 222. So Dre is in that club. He has finally officially crossed over, and that makes sense. That deal, I didn't realize it was so long ago. That deal was done in 2014. So you're talking about a deal that consisted of Jimmy Iovine, consisted of Dre and Apple. Yeah. And then hardware. It was a deal based off of hardware. So there's no telling how many components inside of that that would have kept Dre from being classified as an official, billionaire at that point. But 10 whatever years later, here he is. He's in the club. So congratulations. The man who made The Chronic is now one of the richest men in the world. All right. Slice says, yeah, he was close to being a billionaire, but he went through a divorce. That's right. I remember. I forgot. He divorced old girl that was in the movie, the light-skinned chick. I can't think of her name to save my life. Through a divorce, but now he's a billionaire. Well, that's good for him that he made it through the divorce. Hopefully he paid the girl too and took care of her, because that little chick was there from the beginning, So, but yeah, I forgot about that, Slice. He sure did. Okay. Well, yeah, man, he's a Billy now. A Billy. Man, shout out to Doc, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You wanna, the kids gotta see, hip hop get to that level. They gotta know about hip hop getting to that level. Because like I said, that's so important. It's more important than, what's going on in Washington any day of the week, So shout out to Dre, man. For real. That's what's up. All right. I'll be back in 2 quick ticks faster than a New York minute with sports, with who, the one and only, coming off the East Coast and going back to the East Coast real soon. I'm not bullshitting. He's on his way out the door, probably in about a couple weeks. He gone. He gonna be right back on the East Coast. Shout out to Tony T too. Tony T, if you tuned in, your brother coming to see you soon, man. I might have to have him grab some stuff from you that we need to bring back so we can give some stuff to the people. I want to put some stuff in the raffle for the folks. You know what I'm saying? Also, if you are playing Will Across Faded tonight, please make sure that you let me know in the chat that you want to play. We have enough players right now that I can do a giveaway, but if we drop down in live attendance any further, we probably will not do a giveaway. But we need at least we got a nice number in here right now of folks tuned in. So if you want to play, let me know that you want to play in the chat, and we'll go ahead and slap you up on that wheel. But other than that, I will be back with you in 2 ticks quicker than a New York minute. Stay tuned. This is CrossFaded.
Whoa. Yeah, what y'all mean better, you hear me? Yeah, what I mean. That's right, yeah. 33 coach, y'all. Trapdoor Entertainment.
It's your boy Young Bleed, giving y'all what a nigga need. Already, that's right.
I'm doing 10 speed. Like that monster, every time I got that thumper, indeed. I come to conquer, then leave. Y'all know my hunger, sunk the lumber. Really want that chocolate shit, I come from under. In the summertime, yeah, the gun, now black as out space, yeah, it make you wonder. Translation, I'm that nigga who the future promise. Shoot your mama, coming with that bullshit. You knew the drama, who the dogger, nigga with that full clip. You knew my gunner. Rest in peace to God, nigga. I'm here to the Hummer, world famous. C-bomb, that G-block with T-bomb. Girls change, but we strong. The world change, we keep on playing. In my layer, walk the fact and shit, the gay sayers. It ain't no faking, I get the breaking shit. The Himalaya mountain, that's my peak. Roll me up and walk me gig like a freak of the week. But don't say nothing, I palace speak. See me walking in the redwoods, you can find me in the forest. On some Tom Hanks, a young tank, some brown living harvest place. I gotta say, what a life, man. I be coming through, cutting like a butter knife, man. Every time I do, I make these bitches pay the price, man. You could ask my crew, I'm due, take the whole slice, man. You know me, I gotta say, what a life, man. I be coming through, cutting like a butter knife, man. Every time I do, I make these bitches pay the price, man. You could ask my crew, I'm due, take the whole slice, man. That's right, I'm talking that good green, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, we on the scene. Street fuck, the Buck City, we keep it funkin' like collard greens, y'all doubt me. Mean green, my OG, my text team like Lil Young, we got the lean, promethazine, codeine, I'm calming my nerves, sipping syrup back on the curb, put my balls in my word, you ain't heard, crumbling herb. I came to tell you something good on my UGK, coming out the back of the woods to see what you gon' say. All day, go real shit, so off the chain, but still a pit, pimpin', don't you tell me, make the bitch go steal a fit, that killer shit, Southside, beat your pussy ass outside, outlaw, how we ride like he hop, fit you could die, young hog, dumb dog, don't start that, I come for y'all, come out, that's bullshit, I take that and run the ball, gun and all, America, we live this, I'm telling you, ride it down, you feel like it ain't kill something, man, you feel it, bro, I gotta say, what a life, I be coming through, cutting like a butter knife, man. Every time I do, I make these bitches pay the price, man. You could ask my crew, I'm due, take the whole
slice. No, man, what a life. Good up for the boy Young Bleed. God bless Young Bleed. That's the boy right there. Gotta drop many bombs. Yeah. I'm always gonna play Bleed. Just so y'all know, you know what I'm saying? It's the one music outside of myself that I will play that I know is not owned by us and can not be copyright, right, but can definitely get a copyright warning. I won't put to the fans for any other artist, but definitely will with Bleed. That's my guy right there. Yeah, man. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share if you have not. Omega Classic Records is the page and the name. We need to know who is playing Will of CrossFaded tonight if we are. So please let me know in the chats. I'm not going to be able to watch my chat, so team, if you can, let me know who's trying to sign up for the CrossFaded for the Will of CrossFaded show tonight. All right, we do have something dope to give away to you. You know what I'm saying? So, but yep, y'all already know. You see who's next to me, man. We got the man himself in the building.
Well, hello there. Hello there. Long time no see, no speak, no hear.
Long time no see, no speak, no hear.
Yeah.
So y'all get ready and buckle in because it's getting ready to be some good sports with Mr.
A slow roller, but Martinez doesn't run well. Jeter up with it. Start spreading the news. New York, New York.
I got a little short of it.
It jumped at the beginning of that.
Well, hello there. type in. I claim this is the least productive week of the well, month of the year, end of the month of the year, because nobody's working. Everybody's watching basketball games. Everybody's filling out brackets. People are getting their brackets broken and busted. Because now this journey starts and it goes into April till we go all the way up to the final. The Elite Eight, the Sweet 16, the Elite Eight, the Final Four, then the Final Two, and it's all basketball all day, all night, and they're playing around the Red Robins and stuff. But that's the big thing. That's the big thing. Prior to that, we have baseball coming up here in another week or two. We had the WBC, the World Baseball Classic.
Pros?
Yes, pros. There's pros from all over the world playing on teams like Venezuela, the United States. United States lost to Venezuela. We did not make it. We did not cut the mustard. Venezuela beat us. So people are kind of mad about that. There was Yankees in there. There was people from all the teams, So we did not fare well in that. But everybody's getting ready for the season. That's heating up. NBA is still going. We got the round ball, the National Bouncy Ball Association. They're gearing up. When they run it down to their end, they're getting to the playoffs soon. That'll be another few weeks. You'll have playoff basketball. You'll have, NCAA basketball, the tournament. But I'd like to talk to you about this story I saw on World News Tonight, if I can.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, there was a teenage guy, 17 years old from Maine, Portland, Oregon. Oregon? Oh, no. He's from Rhode Island. There you are. He's from Rhode Island. He was playing in a game, a semifinal game in his school, the high school, and I don't know what happened. The dad snapped. He came to the game. Guess what he did?
What?
He brought a pistol to the game. He killed his wife. He killed the brother. He killed the father. And this guy was just playing hockey and stuff. So he scored the game. He scored on double overtime. He scored the overtime goal to get the team to go to the playoffs, to the championship. And just today, or last night today, he scored the winning goal. So his team won gold. With even all that adversity, with his mother being dead, his brother and grandfather being dead, and all the team had, logos on their shirts of his loved ones on the shirt, so they stood by him and stuff. But 17 years old, can you imagine your dad coming into the game and killing your mother, killing your brother, killing your grandfather? They didn't say what it was all about. It was.
And where was this at?
This was in Rhode Island.
Damn.
Yeah, I forget the name of the team, but that's rough. And he still was able to play the game that he loved, and hit the winning goal and brought the championship to Rhode Island. If you can, it's trending on the news. You can check it out and see it, but. That's deep. That's deep right there. It went to the game and killed them. That's what got me. But all those people, that's a brave man, and I take my hat off to him because I don't know if I would have been able to perform like that after the fact. That take guts.
Damn.
Yeah. It shocked me to my core. And I'm like, wow, he's only 17. So he's got a future ahead of him. He's a great hockey player. He might go on and get on to a National Hockey League, to get into the league there and become somebody. But he was doing the damn thing.
Damn.
Yes. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. That was the last thing on World News Tonight. If you watch World News Tonight, David Muir brought that story to us. I couldn't believe it. But then, of course, we got our football going on there. Everybody's changing teams, changing unis, getting new uniforms. The Colts offered our quarterback. He had an Achilles. He went out. They offered him $88 million. He took it, so we have a quarterback that's consistent now. I don't know if my man Adrian, if he heard, we got John Harbaugh in New York. We got the Baltimore Ravens coach. He left Baltimore. He's now a New York football giant. He's going to bring some consistency to the team. He's going to put us back on the map. He's going to, we could be that team because we were worse last year. We might be worse to worse this year, because he's a real good coach. I think he was in Michigan too. His brother John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh, the Harbaugh brothers.
Captain Comeback.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, one of them.
one of them. I think it's Chip.
Yeah.
But yeah, so well, if you're a New York Giants fan, it's a good day for us. Good things are going to come for us in the fall when the games heat up. We got the real deal, and people want to come and play for this guy. And matter of fact, well, a lot of his old Baltimore Ravens teammates are coming over to the Giants. So the Giants are going to be bulked up. They're going to be able to play like we used to. Like we used to see them play, smash mouth football, running down their throats. It's gonna be like my daddy's team. You can say, no, it's not your daddy's team. Just gonna be going back to my daddy's team. Smash mouth ball.
Slice said, the Broncos acquired Jalen Waddle.
Yes, they
from
did.
Miami.
From Miami. And he's reunited back with I think their quarterback and stuff. I heard he loves it back there, and they're going to be contenders too. Slice, look out for them. They almost made it last year if it wasn't for that play. And I know they still hurting about that in Denver, but they went out kind of quiet. But I think they had the firepower. They're going to be in. They're going to be in it in the end. They're going to be in it. We don't know if A-Dog is on. Have we heard A-Dog?
Oh, yeah, he here.
A-Dog. Did you hear what I was saying, A-Dog? The Giants are back, brother. The Giants are back. Cowboys are still the Cowboys. They're still working it out. They're working it out. They're going to be in the mix. They're going to be in the mix, because they got Jera. And Jera's going to make sure you're going to be in the mix one way or the other.
Here we go.
Yeah, he's going to pull the trigger on some things. Yeah, you don't believe me? I'm giving him props.
Oh, yeah, I already know. I know he is.
Yeah, Jera. I mean, you got Jera. Come on. So we don't know where Aaron Rodgers. We don't know where he's going, what he's doing, because he's gonna play the same game that he always plays. Well, do I want to go back to Pittsburgh? Because now Pittsburgh fired their coach, Mike Tomlin. The brother's gone.
Oh yeah.
So I think he might be going to the booth, or he might be taking a year off. He's still a good coach. Somebody's gonna snatch him up. We don't know where he's at. What's he doing? So, but we got Aaron Rodgers complaining because he got married, and everybody wants to know who he's married and if he's real. And he's like, well, she's not a social person. She wants to be in the paper and He's just an odd duck, that Aaron Rodgers. Instead of just retiring and just packing it in and calling it a season, hang up your clean teeth. Well, maybe I'll come back. Well, maybe I will. Maybe I come back. Maybe I will.
They can still play though, right?
Yeah, he still has something to take. He's on. How do we say it? He's on the back nine, as they say. He's 44, 45. He can still throw, but I mean, past years we seen him in Pittsburgh, he just was not that good. He was slow looking. Age caught up to him. Football's not an old man's game. They brought back some players. But true. Other than that, everybody's gearing up for the Indy 500. That's going to be here. And
when is that?
That's in May. But the publicity is already on now. I think it's 110 running of it. So we have 109. 110 is going to be in the book starting in May 24th. I think that's Sunday. So we're also. I told you about 2311 racing NASCAR. When it first started out, Michael Jordan's team. They say he's a three-peat winner. I don't know how many three-peats they have, 2 or 3, but his team was the first three-peat in NASCAR to win the first 3 races.
Let's go.
Yeah, he put his name on it and it turned to gold. They haven't won anything else lately, but they won the first 3. They was a big. For 75 years, the sport has been going on, and Michael Jordan's team was the first team to ever win 3 in a row like that.
Let's go.
So there's something to see.
Yes, sir, it does. Three-peat on the track.
3-peat on the court.
Yeah.
I think he's still married to, what's her name? Juanita?
No, they been divorced.
Oh, they broke up?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he wasn't gonna let it go because he would have wanted to have to give her half his stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they divorced, and he got to putting out all kind of putting out Jordans like mad, boy. Yep. Reprinting and repushing more J's. And I was like, man.
She probably took half of that, so he had to build it back up again.
Yeah. We got Slice here saying Rodgers is done. Put a fork in him.
Yes, sir. That's what I said.
But you said he can get out here and still run it though.
He can still throw it. He still got a little something in the tank, but he's up there. Nobody really gonna want him,
Yeah.
Because he likes to play these games instead of saying, "Well, it's always Mike." Then you have to wait. Unless he just wait until the season starts and somebody gets hit, somebody gets out, then he'll step in and try to take, because then they'll be needed. Right now, they don't need him. We got all these new quarterbacks, and we got the draft coming up next month. They already did the combine in Indianapolis. All the guys are running around in underwear and t-shirts, downtown. So that's over. And I think one guy broke records. I forget which record it was, but he broke a record for the combine. I think he was a runner. I think he was the fastest runner. I think he did a 4.2 or 4.1 or something like that. Boy, he can haul brakes, so somebody's going to snatch him up. Just get him in the open field, throw the ball, and they can't catch him. He was like, what a man.
4.1, 4.2?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, he's just a hauler. Now, can he catch? That's the question. Can he catch?
What's the usual that they look for? About 4.4?
4.4, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So he's a couple of ticks under. And he's
boy.
the dog thing. He's the dog thing. Shoot. Other than that, that's our sports. We just in hot anticipation. Like I said, I don't know if Slice is anybody's into the tournament. If you like basketball like that, you should be watching so much basketball your head can go fall off because it's gonna be out there, boy.
Man, Slice on there still talking about Aaron Rodgers. He'd be a better coach. Hey man, Slice, I'm gonna keep it real. The Broncos need to be brought down to a semi-pro team, man.
Oh wow.
Broncos ain't did nothing since Peyton Manning was out there, Slice.
Well, they made playoffs.
You know what I'm saying?
They made the playoffs, I think, the last year.
Did they?
I think they did, but it was some. Slice can tell you. I remember it was some play that they caused him. I think the guy wound up breaking his ankle. That's what happened. The quarterback wound up breaking his ankle, and they got out in the first round. I think is what it was.
Yeah, well, look here, Slice, man. If it wasn't for Indiana, man, if it wasn't for Peyton Manning, y'all wouldn't be talking about nothing, man.
Peyton Manning was at the end. He was on his back nine. And, they drug him home for the last one that he won. Because he had, bad neck and everything, and he was a mere shell of himself. But because he Peyton Manning, he pulled it off.
Yeah. That's the guy, man. Yeah. I love Peyton.
But that's our sports.
That's our sports, man.
That's our sports.
Brother, we got a heck of a subject coming up, man. I'm gonna be breaking down this artist who is out of the Bay Area that sold 30,000 units, and the record industry said they don't count. I didn't know if you want to stick around for that. You ain't been around in a little while.
I hate for a minute.
Yeah, it's a very intriguing and interesting topic that it pertains to people like me and other people that's doing music.
I got to hear this, dude.
Okay.
I love your music, so
thank you, man. Yeah. All right. Well, look, y'all, we're going to just jump right into it. I'm not going to waste no time. We're going to just dive right on in. Yeah. All right. So we diving right in. And
so this is a rapper.
Yes.
Okay.
This gentleman, his name is LaRussell. Okay. And he hails from out of the West Coast, specifically Vallejo. But before I dive in, I'm gonna play you guys a clip so that you can hear from him and from himself what this dilemma is that he's facing dealing with the game, and how it's possible for an independent artist to not receive any Billboard credit or any counts towards anything in the industry when you sell units on your own to your fans. It's a crazy little I'll say regulation in here that just doesn't make sense. But if you're signed to a record label, it's okay. It then is okay for you to do this to sell your records, but according to them, doing this on your own, they cannot count it. So, and just to give some background, if you have never heard of LaRussell, um, LaRussell is one of the first artists that I have seen, and probably historically, to really be transparent about his sales, to really show you each album sale as they were made and as they progressed.
He's not doctoring up no records. He's not.
No, he's showing you. He's showing you exactly, what to do and how to do it. This guy, by all intended purposes, has, he's approaching gold coming out of his own house.
Wow.
He's made millions of dollars at this point out of his own house. He has taken his home, his childhood home, and he has made it an epicenter for distributing his music and his content and all merchandise and products that are him and his company. Good Company is the name of the company, the record label, and he is the flagship artist, of course. When you do your research on him, you'll be able to see video footage of a little tour. The garage is the distribution and manufacturing center. That's where they put together their hoodies, sweatshirts, pants, and all wares and
wow, all in-house.
Yep, all in-house. Even basketballs, they sell basketballs too.
Wow.
So they do their own manufacturing and printing. That's the garage. Throughout the rest of the home are different content areas where they do shooting. They have a TV show called I think it's Good Game Fridays. I think where they sit down and answer questions from artists and people abroad about the music business and about independent music, stuff. And then the backyard is an enclosed performance area where he has this tremendous stage built with a nice roof and roof and settings with sound system, and it's called the Pagoda, I believe. And he's got like bleachers on either side of the yard. He can probably comfortably host, I would say, 100 to 150 people back there.
Wow.
In this really dope stage setting. He's got like the main backstage, and it looks like, stages that when you go to like outdoor shows, it's like that with the big canopy above it and everything, scaffolds and all that stuff. And then he's got like this big middle stage that's like an island in the middle where he can come out and be in the middle of the crowd and have a performance where the crowd is on all sides of the stage. So it's a really dope setup that he has. And he has this home as his epicenter, and then it's inside of like a compound where they have other properties that he's purchased where they do other things and video, shooting and video work and other things and etc. So he's shown you step by step as an artist how you can not only make a living selling your music and your products and building your brand at home, but also how you can change the world in doing so. Okay, so we get here to this point because LaRussell is on a quest to sell 100,000 copies of this particular album. He's released multiple albums. I want to say probably over 20 albums.
Wow.
But this album has a lot of special energy to it. You had Kyrie Irving bought a copy for $11,000.
Wow.
And a couple of other people kind of followed that. I think Jay-Z bought some copies too for a few thousand. There's been folks like that have bought, one copy for a significant amount of money to support his cause and to, continue to feed into his machine. But Russell is doing a lot of things that we do here, helping the community, trying to give products and shoes and clothes to kids in the community. At the same time, making real music. He doesn't make fluff music. Same thing here with us. We make life music, music that you can utilize and apply, that's applicable to what you're going through in life. Music that tells a story, and that's what he specializes in when it comes to music. But as a whole, just he's economically changed his community, and he has redefined what it means to be independent and the process that you should undergo and can do so right out of your own home. Okay. So but we arrive here because he set a pretty big goal, and he wanted to make a president of selling 100,000 copies. He didn't make his goal, but he did sell 30,000 copies. And that's, I believe, the most he sold of any of his albums. When he was approached, I guess he was called by Billboard 100, and they asked him about the sales, and then they told him why they would not count. Um, he was puzzled, and in this video, he's going to tell you why, and we're going to kind of peel back some more layers on why this is the case and what this means being independent. All right. All right. So let's take a listen.
I sold 30,000 albums independently within my community. We was really excited because with 30,000 albums, our first, we were supposed to chart, and I would have been like top 5 albums in, and I was like, man, we did it. And I get a call from a company called Luminate. Luminate works with Billboard. They decide who charts and how it goes, and we like, man, we sold 30,000 units. And they come back and they say, none of your units count. All that hard work you did, it's for you and your community to enjoy, but it don't count for what we do. And we like, well, why? And they said, well, you called some of your fans that bought albums, you did pop-up shows, you did live streams, and you set a goal and said you was gonna sell this much. That's incentivizing them to support you. And I said, so marketing and promoting. At first it was bothering me because it's like, man, like we grind. What you talking about? Like we really did. I broke records. I sold out for 20,000, 18,000, 11. What y'all talking about? Publicly, we the first people who ever made album sales transparent. You seen every sale live. Nobody, no other artist, the industry don't do it. And they said, nah, that don't count here. They game, they rules. And that's cool. It's like we're going to take our ball and we're going to do what we do over here, and I'm going to make y'all look culturally incompetent. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's like, let come what may. And the fact that it happened to me, of all people, is like, I'm the one who going to go speak and go educate. All right, it's cool. Let me tell the people what's going on, though, and then y'all could talk to that. So it is what it is. We didn't chart, but we know what the fuck we did.
Wow.
Yep. So, you got this young
up and coming
brother, man. Black man.
Working hard, just like everybody else.
Yep. Grinding.
And
he mustered up all of this,
self-promoting,
all of this attention, all of this, just
buzz,
fellowship,
buzz.
All of this buzz and all that hard work. And they don't call him to congratulate. They call him to tell him that unfortunately, good for you and the people around you, but this doesn't count for us. Why is that?
Why?
Well, first of all, the first question that I wanted to answer was, who exactly is Luminate? Okay.
What is Luminate?
Who is Luminate? And what do they have to do with this whole big picture? So Luminate Data LLC is their complete name. Okay. And they're a Los Angeles based provider of music and entertainment data, founded in 2020 as a joint venture by Nielsen Music, Alpha Data, and Variety Business Intelligence, formerly MRC Data. And it rebranded in March 2022 and operates as PME Topco subsidiary. So I know that was a lot, but mainly if you heard me say Nielsen in there, and I'm
Yeah.
sure Jerome, you've heard of
Oh, yeah,
them.
heard of the Nielsen
Nielsen
people.
Sound Scan. Nielsen are the folks that they count all kind of stuff.
All the TV ratings.
That's
and
right.
Football's the sports is rated when
That's
they tell
right.
you who's watching the sports, the ratings. Of the
I've had
sports.
Nielsen send me dollars, cash money,
Yes.
to the house
Or-
because they want an exchange of data. They want an exchange of information.
Right.
One year they sent me like 3 separate single dollar bills.
I said it go to 5 if you know.
Have you?
Yeah. If you
Yeah.
say it long enough, you get like a 5. Somebody I know got one.
Uh-huh. So, and they want to know, you know, you're going to get like a questionnaire because they want you to answer, you know, certain questions about, you know, your demographic and what's going on in your house and what you're consuming, how many hours you're watching TV, how many hours you're listening to music, where are you listening to the music? So they're going and paying you $1 for your time in exchange for you to give data on what's going on in your house. So that's Nielsen Sound Scan.
Oh, yeah.
So Nielsen, in combination with these other data companies that you've never heard of, maybe Variety Business at best, they're all data companies that have come together just as of 2020, so 6 years ago, to come together and kind of have a new regulatory standard of how music is counted and how music is given its accreditation, if I'm saying that correctly. Yeah. So Luminate serves as the primary data source for Billboard music charts, specifically tracking sales, streaming, and airplay, continuing the legacy of SoundScan. Its services, including Luminate Music Connect, are utilized by record labels for chart tracking, historical research, and consumption predictions. Um, Eldridge Industries and Penske Media are investors in Luminate. So there you go. You know, Luminate is what Billboard leans on for its numbers, so it can know what artist is doing what. Even more specifically, if you've ever went to the record store, I'm sure you have, and bought a CD. Yeah. On the back, it's a little barcode. That's in it. It's a barcode that it may say UPC underneath it. That code is a code that's issued to every song and every album. And once that is taken to the counter, they scan it and they're able to track the sales of that particular product, like so. Also, those codes and you may not get an actual barcode. You may or may not use it if you do, but those are also needed when you register songs. You have to register the number that code is attached to, so that while that song is getting streamed, that's being counted. Other data companies that they didn't mention, there's data companies that are more the artist responsibility, like Soundscape, I think.
Yeah.
And that is a company that tracks clubs across the landscape that play your record. And they also track if these cover bands are reporting like they should, which a lot of them don't. It also tracks when cover bands are playing your music as well. Club owners and cover bands are supposed to submit whenever they are playing about whose music they're playing if they're not playing their own original songs. So all of these companies come together and utilize this data in order for them to see who's doing what and who's making, you know, what headway and what regions and what areas and you know who's selling and who's not. It is the most important data now to an artist more than ever. Data is what the business has changed to. It's turned to that. It used to be about sales with physical products. It was about tapes. It was about records, CDs. You had, it was a thing in people's contracts. I remember when I was researching, you know, years ago about breakage, where guys were signing like you sign a contract that has like $100,000 advance, you had about $15,000 set aside for breakage. And a lot of artists were shitty about that kind of stuff because it was like insurance. The breakage clause was if any products that I just named, records, CDs, tapes, CDs, were delivered and were damaged in transit before they arrived to the shelves of the record store, if they were broken, then the breakage would be what would be utilized out of your pocket, the artist, out of your advance or whatever funds they provided you, whether it's under the terms of an advance or whatever your deal, agreement was. They would just take it from you to cover those damaged products. Okay, make you pay for them that damaged in transit. So, fast forward to today, these are the new traps and the new, formats that they're running, to once again, have the artist be overly accountable. But yeah, that's Luminate in a nutshell. And the next thing I asked myself once I figured out who Luminate was, well, what's incentivized marketing? What and when I came upon incentivized marketing, it really doesn't have much difference than regular marketing. I would say the only difference with incentivized marketing is you owning the data. So here's a case in point. CrossFaded family. I can text you guys, like I said, I'm going to text you the Archangel Michael song. I'm going to text you early entry so that you can get in there and get signed up and then hear a piece of the song, and then when it drops, it'll just come right to your phone or your email. So that would be classified as incentivized marketing because I got in touch with you directly. I reached out to you through email or through your phone, and I incentivized you in a way to support my music by purchase, or in this case, Archangel Michael is a free product. So I incentivized you to go listen to it. And that is against their rules. But if I'm under contract with a record label, that's a part of what they're going to do to drive me as a brand and an artist. And as an artist, that's a part of my job as well. But it looks like they would rather own your crowd than you owning your crowd, is what that looks like. They would rather own your data than you owning your data. So it's kind of catch-22, with that. Like, oh, well, you can't do that over there, but if you sign to us, you can. Yeah, you're gonna have to do it. We're gonna need you to do it because you just can't sit back and and just no. But no, over there it doesn't count. So okay, so I said okay, incentivized marketing. Wow. So
I wonder if Jill Scott had that because she's an independent, and we heard her album was coming out, and I was through word of mouth. I wasn't,
Did it drop yet? I wonder if it.
I don't know if it didn't drop.
I remember we was talking about it on the show.
Yeah.
I need to go back.
Yeah.
She had it set up all through her website too. Like I could see where I could sign up, just like you guys when you go get the Archangel Michael product. When they go for that, it's the same setup as what Jill had. You could sign up and you'd be just in her system, and when the album comes, it would kick you a copy.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I think she had like 2 different copies. She had like a deluxe version and a regular version. I think one copy consisted of a bundle of some kind. Like she had a Jill Scott t-shirt and something else bundled with it. So yeah, she had all that on there. Direct to consumer. You know what I'm saying? This is Jill Scott we talking about. But put Jill Scott aside. Think about the business of Jill Scott, which is R&B music.
Right.
How much R&B, real R&B, or in her case, not even R&B. This is neo soul.
Yeah, neo soul and jazz.
So how much of that do you hear on the radio?
Not much.
How much of that is in the top 10? So that lets you know that her genre is not doing a lot of national business. So it's going to take for her as an artist to have these products readily prepared at a direct to consumer forefront where it's inside of a system that is hers, where she owns the fans' emails, addresses, names, and whatever else, and also can see their activity.
AKA the data.
Yes.
Yeah, she owns the data.
Yeah. So, I'm like, okay. So, again, what's different? I can't find a difference. So I keep searching. I went back and I looked at I said, well, maybe those large purchases were a problem. Maybe, and I went back to LaRussell's site and, I got to see Kyrie Irving's 11,000. I think Gary V gave like 18,000. Gary V is a online influencer. That's a super intelligent guy. He builds or used to build websites, and he kind of came into his financial fortitude by building a wine website that really took off for him and his family.
Yeah.
But he bought an album for like 18 grand. So I was like, well, maybe
probably what it is.
Something's wrong with that. Maybe there's nothing wrong with that. Now, what I did learn in the setting of being on Apple Music, on iTunes, or Spotify, there's not a way for you to overpay. They don't have it set up for you to, okay, well, if you would like to donate to this artist XYZ. So, I could see them, shunning him, getting those kind of sales from celebrity individuals,
If somebody paying $18,000, they're buying like what, 20, 30 copies, something like that, or more.
Well,
which will boost up your
in his case, I don't think people was buying them hard. They was just one digital copy. Yeah. I seen that with Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey did that, and he was selling records for like, I think he sold an album for like $100 an album type of situation. It was something like that, and he was selling hard copies, and the hard copy came with like two tickets. I wanted to do that. It is not the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen, and I have no idea why I done that. I'm sorry. But nonetheless, I seen that with Nip, and Nip, he like Jay-Z had even bought like a double-digit amount of copies, hard copies. But LaRussell's doing digital. He's doing some hard copies, but I think more so digital. So, but I said maybe that's what's wrong. But then I thought to myself, well, I couldn't really find like a record industry answer to why that would be wrong. But what I did find is that it has, there's nothing regulatory against a business receiving donations. There's nothing against that. There's nothing. So I can't really find anything to conflict with that as to why, why he can't receive large amounts of money for his products. I can't find anything that says, well, in the RIAA, is the Record Industry Association of America. They are the police of the record industry. They police, like they're the ones that if you're doing payola, they coming to get you. Or if you selling mixtapes, like they did during the DJ drama situation. We felt that here. They came and went into the stores of like DJ World and all them guys that was our DJs and pulled stuff off their shelves. They're the police for that. But this isn't that. This is Good Company, LaRussell's record label, receiving a contribution. So I'm left, where I'm like, okay, what's wrong?
Right.
So I dug further into more. I went back to incentivized marketing. I said, okay, all right. He said pop-up shows. He said they had problems with him selling the music through live streams, pop-up shows, and calling fans. Okay. So we already talked about calling fans. So I said pop-up shows. Pop-up shows in tradition have been for the purpose of you to distribute physical products. Honeybee's Designs, which is a fantastic company. Shout out to them.
Honeybee.
Owned by the beautiful Miss Colleen Lloyd. Honeybee's Designs is a company that does pop-up shows and has tons of stuff physical products that they sell, from jewelry to customized t-shirts and custom lighter wraps. So, pop-ups, you're expected to have things for people to walk away with. Whether they were free products or whether they were products for sale.
Mhm.
So, I couldn't really find, anything wrong with that. I looked, at a couple of merch um just situations. Merch is a beast that depends on the artist,
Right.
and the deal that they have, how it affects the artist. Some of these guys sign 360s and they don't even own their merch.
Wow.
The merch is accounted for inside of the contract that they sign with whoever.
Mhm.
So like they don't own anything. They got to give up a piece of shows, merch and everything else. So, but I couldn't find again something that struck that down or that spoke against, you know, him selling these products. He can sell basketballs, he can sell, there's nothing
Hoodies.
regulatory. Hoodies.
Yeah.
I could not find it. I'm looking at my notes because I just dug so much, and I'm like, well, what law or or rule or regulation that he's breaking?
Just sounds like they just want to keep the brother down. That's all it sounds like to me. They want to come up.
Yep. The
That's what it
only
sounds like to me.
conclusion, and that was my conclusion.
Mhm.
But the best way I could put it was, in conclusion, after I'd done all of that, and I just wrote these words. I was like, dude, that's all that I could come to was, uh, they don't want you to be a business.
No.
They want to be your
They want to
business.
be your business. They want to be all in your business.
They want to be your business. They
Yeah.
don't want you to be in business. They want to be your business.
Mhm.
That's all I could come up
They
with.
want to pull the strings.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna have a problem with you doing all these things on your own because they're not getting a piece of it.
Right.
They're gonna have a problem with, and they're gonna block you in areas that they can block you.
Mhm.
I'm sure
Record
LaRussell is.
sales.
Yep. Well, I would say more so blockage from him is gonna come because he's got a built-in community that he owns. He owns his fans, so
Right.
he's gonna get them sales.
Yeah.
But he gonna start running in the blocks when it comes to radio.
Radio.
He's probably already running in them blocks.
Charts.
We seen that.
Yeah.
He gonna come in the blocks when it come to venues
Mhm.
because Live Nation, they own your big venues, and he's on his way to big venues.
Mhm.
LaRussell this year, he does. Did he do a Super Bowl performance? Like one of the Super Bowl sideshows. I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure, and he does an All-Star game performance as well. That was in the game.
Mhm.
He's getting these gigs that are of size, and then I think last year he launched his own festivals. So he has his own festival brand.
He's going events.
Yeah.
Full events.
Yeah, full on events with vendors and food and outdoor everything. And I seen one where it was dope, and at the end they gave away t-shirts and shoes and backpacks, I think. So yeah, he's running into that. He's gonna run into some hell when he's so now I understand even more so why he went and done a deal for like 1-2 albums and ownership to masters. But now I understand because the last thing he could do in order to get sales to count, in order to get the industry validity that he needs, for certain, to unlock certain things. So I'm like, oh, okay, now I understand him, because this guy completely did not need to sign a deal. You're selling 30,000 copies on your own. Like like I said earlier, you can do $10 a copy. That's 300 grand. You can do $5 a copy. That's 150,000. That's just out your house on your own.
Wow.
So you don't have to, sign a deal. You can run a small independent operation off of a $150,000 to $300,000 a year. And that's just that one product. You might put out 2 albums that year.
Yeah.
That's 300 times 2. So that's all I could come to.
Yeah.
And
It's messed up.
Yeah.
Messed up.
And when I came to that conclusion of, they don't want you to be a business. They want to be your business. We come right back to where we standing right now, which is independence. As we are at this table, you see me and this man, my dear friend right here, doing this all on our own.
Yep.
We show up, we share information, we share pieces of our lives on our own. There's no company behind us. There's no one. Well, there's a couple of companies that do contribute to what we're doing. Honeybee's Designs, Kicks Casserole. But there's no big mint company behind what we're doing yet. We don't have any online deals that we've brokered with sponsorships or anything else yet. That's why we don't carry brands on the table. Our drinks and things, you don't see the labels, we don't show them. We don't have a co-partner in the sponsorship category yet. So, but we here because we love the game. We love life. He loves sports.
We love the sports.
I love sports.
Yeah.
I love music. I live and breathe hip hop. He
loves music, rhythm and blues, and soul.
He's born where hip hop was born. He's born right in that era, with hip hop. So I mean, we come from it, So, but no, there's no big ticket, anything behind us. But man, I say that to say this. For a little black dude like him to come from Vallejo, California, this is a place where E40. If you're an E40 fan, then you know about Vallejo.
Yeah,
you know about Vallejo and all the folks that 40 done rapped about that died, and because he keep a chop suey in the bushes. Man, what niggas getting shot up and motherfuckers, you know what I mean, left and right and too short. He done told you about Oakland, pimps, you know what I'm saying, hustlers. Folks dying and all the, listen to the music if you ain't listened to that good West Coast rap. For a young black boy to achieve that and to do it in his childhood home
and to own it all,
how could you not want to be a part of that?
Right.
And not just that, because we're talking once, but how could you not count it?
Right.
How could you not consider it? Well, it's because it doesn't matter to you. What matters to you is the business of it. And
having a hand in the pie.
Having a slice of what he's doing.
What he's doing.
When it comes to us black folks, I'm gonna tell you, man, the honest truth, it all kind of comes right back on down to a post and pre-slavery ethic. Kind of like the auction block.
Keep them down.
That's why I don't like shit like the what's your names we was talking about was just downtown for the athletes. The
combine.
The combine.
Yeah.
It just reminds me too much of Django and the beginning of Django when niggas was, getting pulled up on the stage and getting bidded on, and here we are where they have those ethics kind of inside of this game again.
Now it's kind of reversed because a lot more white players are up there being bidded on, and
and which is true, but I just the disenfranchisement though, brother.
Yeah,
I'm always seeing us on the other side.
Oh yeah.
That
goes without saying.
You can, and if we talking about white athletes in this line or this breath, I saw a 30 for 30 called Broke. This 30 for 30 is about all these athletes that went broke, and most of them are football players.
Yeah.
Most of them had multi-million-dollar contracts.
Oh, yeah.
And most of them ended up broke. I think there's some basketball players on there.
Oh, yeah, there's got to be.
There's some basketball players on there. So it's about football and basketball and just, I think baseball as well, athletes. But I could, if I could recall, it's like maybe 2 white guys in that entire video, in that entire 30 for 30. And I'm seeing Andre Rison. I'm seeing Jamal Mashburn. I'm seeing, man, all these old, running backs and fullbacks that I never heard of, just broken down in body and broke in the pocket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, they may not have. Some of it, I'm sure, was their responsibility because they didn't know money management and didn't know how to handle it. But the ignorance has ran rampant, tremendously in our community because of lack of resources, because of social, positioning, dealing with government policies and whatever, local politics, oh, we're closing down all these schools over here, and these niggas is gonna have to use textbooks from 2 years previously.
2 years, 3 years old,
That's a story that has run far too, common in so many different urban landscapes in this country.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is we've been positioned for failure being black. So, and I know that I'm not subsiding the ideal of white artists not being robbed. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
of course they've been. I can pull some bands. We can go back and pull all kind of bands, where they didn't came and said how much they didn't, been robbed, and they didn't drunk and done cocaine and ran themselves to death doing shows, and some of them guys still performing in their 60s, 70s because they kind of have to because of misappropriation by themselves and their irresponsibilities, and also a sad ass contract. Okay. But Jermaine Dupri said it best. He said the guy's name. I can't think of the guy's name, but he said, man, it's a big record executive. He said his name such and such. He said he lived by the code of keep them broke so they'll come back. Remember I showed you that, Rizlo? Keep them broke so they'll come back.
Man.
That's what they live by in the realm of entertainment. And the key individual that suffers the most, it looks like this. I got case studies that go back to Little Richard and how he was, Tutti Frutti's all on the radio. Elvis trying to steal it. He had to fight Elvis to keep from stealing it. And then when he get home, he still live in a house with 5-6 folks, and they all go outside and pull off wood siding off the house to bring in the house to burn to stay warm. Tutti Frutti on the radio though.
Yeah. Getting millions and millions of plays.
Come on, man.
It was a hit.
Come on.
Yeah.
These is facts. These are facts. You don't believe me? Go back and research my catalog on Omega Classic Records TV. Pull the Little Richard video. These are facts. These are coming out of these guys' mouths. Okay? So, this case right here, it just does nothing but support the idea of
keep it broke.
Hey, keep them broke so they can come back. Well, you know what? Today, they're going to have a hell of a time trying to manipulate and control that.
Right.
The world has such a freedom now at its fingertips with the internet. You're not going to be able to suppress that.
No.
This little dude right here is on pace to go gold. 500,000 sold out his own house, and he's going to do it. The only question is when. It's not going to be an if, and he's probably going to do it coming out of this deal with Jay, because this is what he needed, the fuel he needed, and also the I would say the accreditation being backed or being on the Rock Nation label,
So
gives validity.
Do you think he's streaming anything? Like if I go to any streaming service, you think he's got something on there on Apple Music? Or
he does.
Oh, he does.
He has a lot of catalog on Apple Music, but he has a lot of catalog direct to consumer on Even, which is where Omega's products, my products will be coming from. But he's on Even with a lot of music, but he rotates some of that newly released stuff like 2-3 months later and puts it on Apple, puts it on, whatever.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'll have to check him out when I get back.
Man, he's dope. He's got something to say, he's got something to say, and he's trying to build a community at the same time, literally.
Right.
LaRussell experience for a show at his house is like a residency. You come in, they got food, they got drinks. It's a matinee time frame. It's a huge stage. He's gonna come out and put on a hell of a show. He could bring a live band. He could just bring a DJ. He's gonna kill it, and all ages are able to come.
Sounds like a must-see event.
Yep, and then he's done by 5-6 o'clock. So that's a LaRussell experience, and in doing so, he's charged the community and sold a lot of records and a lot of products, and now at the threshold of selling the most that he's ever sold. But it doesn't count because his hustle is just too strong. Because he hustles so strong, he don't want to bring a company into it that ain't contributing nothing.
Right. It's only going to want to take.
Yeah.
All they're going to want to do is take from them.
Yeah. So, if that says anything, what that says is independence, for one, is the new, it's becoming the new format. I'm watching record labels die right now. You're watching record executives get fired, or some of them quit. Some of them are even in them Epstein files.
Yep.
Some of them execs popped up in them. So a lot of house cleaning began when the Puff situation hit the fan.
Oh boy.
And I guess because of everything he had dealing with videotapes, I seen when that hit the fan, a lot of executives began to resign.
They got nervous
during that whole period. So they got very nervous, and the game is in this tremendous shift, and this is where it's going. It's going into this realm of just true independence. So, it should, because too long has the artist, had to give up his work, for pennies on the dollar.
Right.
They used to steal it from us, in the beginning, Elvis and all of them, they just would take it, So, but now,
that reminds me of Prince. He said, why after years after the contract, you're still getting paid,
Yeah, like why is he not getting paid?
Right.
Like, this is, who else is gonna play this music like that? This is Prince.
He said, I produced it, I wrote it, it came from my mind, and you're getting paid after years after the contract.
Yeah. That's why he put Slave on the side of his face for them last few years before they turned it back over. He stopped using his name. His name was like the symbol.
Yeah. The artist.
Yeah, the artist, and it was a little symbol, a little something with a little symbol thing, and I didn't understand that then, but once I done my research, I was like, wow, they're robbing him. They're robbing him. So, yeah, man, I'm gonna jump to the comments and see whatever questions or comments we might have. Shit, I'd keep doing me, and sooner or later they will let me in. That's A-Dog.
A-Dog. Be right. They'll be right tonight.
I don't think so. A-Dog, perfect sense. But I think even better sense is to just keep doing you, period.
Right.
Like, you don't need them. You don't need them. No. You don't need them.
You made it this far.
Yeah, and they need to be brought down to their knees.
Right.
They need to be brought down, to a place where, they come to us and we're not opening our doors for them.
Right.
If I'm able to sell 30,000 copies, which I will be able to, and I'm selling them for $5 to $10 a piece, my business off of just this one product on the shelf done 150 to 300,000 that year off this one product.
Yeah.
That doesn't include my shows. That doesn't include my merchandise. Right. That doesn't include any of my platforms that pay me. My YouTube, my Instagram, of which I have been paid for multiple occasions. I'm not routinely paid by these platforms yet, because we haven't crossed over into partnership. But when we do, those are more checks. TikTok is a check. And then you got your DSPs, your Spotify's, your Apple Music. Those are checks, from your streams. So you don't need them. You can make, 200, 300, 400,000. Ace Boogie in the Hoodie.
Yeah.
He went platinum out the house in a high rise apartment in High Bridge, New York. You don't need them.
You don't need them.
No, man. So what we got to do is protect our artists, protect the people like myself who are going to come out and give you the good word, who are going to take the risk online to say these things, and who are going to keep on making good music that ties into your life. We got to protect those artists. You know what I'm saying? Protect them from saboteurs of the industry, and we got to support them. Yeah. Hip hop has changed dramatically on its landscape. we are for the first time in the last 2 years, for the first time in almost 50 years, not on the charts. We fell off the charts 2 years ago after consistently being at the top and all through the charts for 50 years, 40, 49, 48 years. Um, that signifies rap fatigue. That signifies people getting tired of bullshit hip hop and um, the bullshit music. So, this is where the movement is heading. This is where it's coming to. And that's why this kid got signed by Jay-Z. Jay-Z doesn't sign just anyone. He had to sign him in combination of two things: his numbers and his image. Yeah, period. We got a comment. It's so sad everything going on in music is reminding me of a modern day Jerry Heller. Man. Jerry Heller is the guy who signed Eazy-E's. He partnered with Eazy-E's Ruthless Records, and Eazy-E released NWA under Ruthless Records. But that's why, Ice Cube and all them left, because Jerry Heller had splits in there set up where artists weren't getting close to anything. Ice Cube wasn't getting, what he should have been getting for being, a co-writer. He was NWA's primary writer. He wrote Eazy-E's rhymes as well as a lot of the hooks and a lot of the songs. So, but yeah, Jerry Heller, yeah, indeed. He absolutely. The game has been preyed upon for years. Mobsters preyed on, a lot of Motown players, a lot of Motown niggas. Mobsters, guys like Alan Freeman, who ran the some of the radio waves. He was working with mob figures. It's a lot of dudes. This mob figures out of New York. But that's what the mob does. Like,
It infiltrates, it takes over.
That's what they do.
That's what they do.
And they own pieces of different industries. So, but no,
They own people too.
they do.
They own people.
No difference in what we're looking at right now with hip hop, but except for hip hop is coming down off of the plateau it's been on for all these years. So it's time to, make this independence just known and magnified. Like, I'm comfortable with the deal that speaks to what I'm doing and to the people that I'm doing it for. I would never do a deal that would take me away from my community in some form or fashion, or paint me to be a different image that my community isn't used to or accustomed to. So, A-Dog says, what if he didn't do it, but a friend did it all? Would they say, would they still recognize? I'm curious. I believe they wouldn't recognize it either way. Miles Davis had a lot of adversity to overcome too. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah, I don't think it would matter, A-Dog, who did that, who, released it. I think as independent artists, there's a ceiling and there's corridors that we're not allowed to travel.
Right.
I went down and talked to my radio station one season to see what it would take to get a song on the radio. And I had no connections. I didn't have any connections with, B Swoop or any of the guys that was on the radio or none of them. And it was like 10 grand to run one song for like a week.
Wow.
They gave me a sheet of paper. I sat down with the guy and he showed me a sheet of paper with these time slots. And I was getting time slots that was like in the 6, 7 o'clock hour, late evening, early evening, late afternoon slots and shit. The times that people gonna be at the crib,
Right.
and eating or cooking dinner. 10 grand to run this song, for a week. Like 2 times a day. It was like two plays a day or some shit. It's terrible. It's a terrible investment. And that's why you need a record label, because they're gonna get in there and, utilize the deal that they have with that radio station to really shove you down people's throats.
Right.
So they can have a lock on that, but you can do what you want to do in your own territory.
Right.
New York has done it for years.
Yep.
New York is the Mecca. Like, I know the history about New York rappers in the 80s and the drug culture that it was tied to. Like,
they got on the radio, they had DJs that,
and they had DJs that fucked with the rappers. DJ Red Alert. Bobbito and Stretch.
Yeah.
If I ever talked to you about them before, Bobbito and Stretch.
They
the guys that put Wu-Tang on for the first time, put them on the radio, So, you got to find those ethics, the DJs that are with radio stations and the DJs that are doing a lot of club work, that are in the clubs.
I like Sirius Satellite Radio because they have DJs. They the satellite radio, but they'll play your new up and comer. They'll
Yeah. I noticed that on Shady's station on Sirius too.
Yep. 45.
They looking for artists like myself, artists like the guys that that are pushing and trying to get exposed.
Big Baby, people like that.
Yeah.
Baby,
Yeah. That's what you got to do, man. Like, the game is all but falling down. A lot of these record labels, have merged or they've been purchased by other, mega labels. So, we're watching like the game just kind of shrink, right now. So thank you so much. So yeah, man, like, this is the route to go. It's just what I was able to come to the conclusion to. Slice says, I'm trying to change the scene in the music industry, but it's hard that only a couple people push. Yeah, a lot of people are looking to get signed and they want to just, get with a label and let the label be their business.
Let the label run them.
Mm-hmm.
Let them run them.
Chris, that was Bleed's biggest problem. Bleed, he jumped from different person to different person, and letting them, be his business engine. Bleed didn't want to, do business on, the business of trap door entertainment. Get another guy or get somebody.
Pass it on.
Yep, had him do it, and and that caused Bleed to kind of be in that situation he was in. A lot of guys don't want to do that work, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about this, to really just kind of bring it home, if you want to rap or you consider yourself a rapper, then consider yourself somebody in business.
Right.
You're in business, man. If you are, hobby like with it, if you're trying to be a hobbyist, okay, well then go get yourself signed, and don't be upset about, how you reap minimal rewards.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be upset about, because you may go platinum, and like TLC, when they got their Grammy and they went up on stage.
We are broke.
What did they say? We are broke. We got Suzuki sidekicks and we living in an apartment together.
Yeah.
Okay, well, don't be upset when that outcome, comes to pass. You can't get one without the other.
Right.
You can't do the music and not have the business. They both are together. James Brown said it best. He said the music business is 20% music and 80% business.
Yeah. He knew.
Yep.
He knew.
And he was business.
He was all business.
All business. Every song was hard. Every performance hard. He called the shots. He called where he wanted to perform.
Yep.
He did
the arrangements with the horns, and he stepped out. He's like, "Hey, what are you doing there?"
He was the arranger, the composer.
Mm-hmm.
He telling folks don't know nothing about music theory. He's not playing like that, playing like this, You know what I'm saying? He telling the drum, no, you gotta tap it like that. Come on, man. Like that's a businessman that had a hand in every area of his business.
Yep.
That's right. That's what you got to do for your music, man. Don't think that you can just get on the microphone and then I had a cousin of mine and I love him to death. God bless him. And he's dope. Shout out to Bunny Ghost, man. Bunny Ghost got up with me. It's been a couple of months ago. and my cousin's out of Memphis, and he's just starting to kind of get his wheels turning. He's putting his music out. He's just slaughtering the shit out of YouTube. He's just putting whole albums, mixtape albums on YouTube. And man, cuz listen to this, listen to it. I listen to a lot of songs, and he absolutely is just as good, if not better, than the dudes that's in that top 10 area of hip hop right now. You know, but like I told him, I said, well, look, man, this is dope. But you got to realize, you know, you need the knowledge to know what to do. And if you don't want to know what to do, then you're looking to get signed. Just know that if you get signed because you don't know what to do, you're subject to whatever happens. And in Memphis, Tennessee, a lot of the landscape has a structure where it's independent artists like Yo Gotti signing other niggas.
Right.
You got rappers signing to rappers, which I feel is a terrible thing for you to do. Because keep in mind, when you're talking about doing music and signing a deal, it's about resources. So if you sign into a rapper who has never went platinum,
you're not gonna go platinum.
Yeah. You sign into a rapper that you know has minimal radio support. Yeah. Like you know, you essentially, man, you know, or you might as well go be gone and go cop a brick from a nigga in the street. That's essentially what that play is. You know, you just went and bought a brick, and guess what? You got to bust it down and grind and hit the back in the streets again. So you're not signing a deal to do that.
Right.
Yeah, you're not signing a deal to turn around and have to scrape and scratch. You know, you're signing a real deal so that they can take care of the business house of your music, so they can take care of behind the curtain, the Facebook ads and Instagram ads and meta ads and the organizing of your shows, the organizing of your videos, the
your merch.
Yeah, your merchandise designs and distributions, and you're signing a deal for them to take care of everything in the house of your brand. So, you know, I was telling Bunny Ghost this, and I told him, man, do it like this. I said, cuz I got an attorney that I'm gonna hook you up with. He'll sit down with you and give you a $500 consultation. He'll be able to tell you what either road looks like. Either road. Lil' cuz ain't called me back yet, you know? And I love you to death, Lil' cuz, but I'm just using you for an example because it's so many young brothers that have a misconception of how music is supposed to work. And a lot of it's purposefully. They want you to go after shiny things.
Right.
They want you to chase the chains and the cars and the girls and I remember him saying in that conversation, he said, man, I want a chain so bad. And I remember thinking like that when I was like, you know, like 18, 19, how important a chain was to me, you know?
Yeah.
It's so unfortunate, you know, while white artists are chasing, you know, catalog acquisitions or catalog collectivity. The white artists are, you know, chasing behind their next song they just dropped. You know what I mean? It just goes to show the understanding and the vast between, you know, white artists and black artists. You know, it just seems like, you know, a lot of us black artists just don't make it out alive. You know, don't make it out alive, dude.
Look at Michael. Michael got sponsored. He started buying catalogs and he's dealing with Sony.
Yeah,
you know.
They said I read an article where they said that was the end of Michael Jackson when he went and won that auction in there for all them catalog pieces. Won it against Paul McCartney and old girl
Priscilla Presley.
Her too.
Yeah,
her too. I forgot about her.
Yeah.
But Yoko Ono.
Yoko, yeah.
Paul's homeboy's girl.
Yeah.
Won that auction over a mall.
With the Beatles catalog, yep.
And they said that was the end of Michael, effectively. Like that began to put a target on Michael's back for him to you know, eventually be overthrown because they wanted that catalog back. It was just too much power for one individual. You know what I'm saying? And Michael knew the structure of the game. He knew what he was doing. Michael's smart. He made that move in the 80s. It's arguably the best move he ever made in his career.
Yeah, and up and they bought him outright.
Yep.
And makes money. And they sell today. And he makes money off them today. Commercials and everything like that.
Yeah. So look at the game and the structure. Look at what they're going after. Look at the guys that did go after it. Prince is, I would probably say he probably did better than Michael did in the end. Prince retained everything to the end. Michael had made the best move that you could have made in music, you would think, but because of the cost that he paid afterwards, I feel like he paid a cost, not only just a financial future maiming, but also the maiming of his image as well. I mean, you had all the rape accusations, the molestation accusations. It seemed like there was a season where it was just an abundance of negative Michael attention that lasted over a couple of decades.
They called him Jacko.
Yeah, man, they ran him into the ground until finally he just accidentally dies. So I had to say Prince probably came out. That's probably a better ending and a better story than Michael's, even though Prince's has this mysterious ending as well. But the ownership, the functionality, like Prince too had a setup kind of like LaRussell's. Prince, he had Paisley Park. So, which is a setup similar to Michael's, but the difference is Michael had a setup that appeased to children and to an amusement ideal factor. Prince had like different rooms that had different ambiance that he would set a stage to play for people. He had an outdoor like situation. He had indoor. I seen one of his rooms where he had everybody sitting on the floor, like, and it was like an Indian style decor with these kind of like mats and these kind of bean bags, and people would just sit in there and he would play intimate shows in there. Like he had all these different places set up in this house in Paisley Park where he would put on these shows and host events.
Let's put a sports theme to it. I heard a basketball player, Carlos Boozer. I think he played for the Lakers.
Yeah, I remember Boozer.
Boozer gave the keys to his house to Prince and let him rent it out for a while. He said he came back. He said everything was painted purple. He said he recognized his house and Prince took it over and Prince it up.
That's what's up, man.
It was a mansion. This was a mansion. And Prince it up.
Damn, I would never thought Carlos Boozer was messing with Prince like that. That's what's up, man.
I heard that a few days ago.
A big Boozer.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see. Okay, we got A-Dog. Hold on, we got a couple. I was turning around. All right, first tour. Oh man, we got a couple. I missed a couple of comments. I'm so sorry, you guys. CWK. I'm trying to change the scene. Okay, we got. All right, that's where I left off at. A-Dog. I remember. I know. Remember the first tour? The local radio stations didn't want to promote the Memphis end of the tour. Yeah, I remember. You talking about our tour, A-Dog? I think you talking about us, and I think that's how we ended up getting Player Fly involved, because Player Fly was on the radio, and Bleed ended up reaching out to him, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna come on over there." If you talking about our tour, I think you talking about our tour, but I'm used to it. If that was the case, it's hard to walk into a radio station and get their support on the spot for local things and local, especially dealing with hip hop.
Oh yeah,
they're more susceptible to supporting, other stuff.
All that stuff
dealing with it in the city. You guys are having a cook-off.
Cook-off.
Oh, the chili cook-off.
Yeah.
The big, all that old goofy shit. I was turned around constantly. All right, CWK. Okay, you was turned around constantly for the radio, dealing with our tour. I think that's what he's saying. He was going to the radio trying to get them, because A-Dog owned a club in Memphis, and that was the club that we traveled to in 3 different tours. I brought Bleed twice down there, and the club was called the Bottom Boys. It's a Memphis terminology for being at the bottom of the map.
Yeah.
And Bottom Boys Bar and Grill, and we had 3 stops there, and the third stop was the best show. That's the show where Nasty Nardo, a Memphis legend, came out. The Pimps, they came out. It was like 4 pimps that had different color suits on, and they came out and was just clowning. And then Player Fly came out. Player Fly, by the way, is who the story of Hustle and Flow is about.
Oh, yeah.
If you ever seen Hustle and Flow.
No.
Oh, you never seen that?
Never seen that.
Okay, yeah. That's who Player, because the movie takes place in Memphis, and it's about him. Which was what I was told supposedly. A-Dog or Slice says Atlanta, to break a record, the best way is to have a stripper play your song while dances.
Dancing the pole.
That's how a lot of ATL gets broken into. Okay. I'm going to tell you the reason why everyone is jumping to a label. The upfront money, they just want the front end and not caring about the back end. Absolutely. Hey, dog. Absolutely. Slice. But that front end is what they don't realize. That's what puts them in debt from the jump.
Out the gate.
Most musicians look at the cash advance thinking, oh, look, I'm balling, and realizing that money needs to go to doing songs, videos, management, tours, promotions, and so on. A-Dog, yep. Hot 107.1 was not interested at all. Okay. No, that was the first club we had. Okay, King's Entertainment. That's right. King's Entertainment was the first joint. And he said Jerome needs to see Hustle and Flow. You need to see.
I gotta check it out.
So just to make sure I was correct, A-Dog, that Hustle and Flow, that was about Player Fly, right? Hit me in the comments. Let me. I'm pretty sure, because I'm thinking that's what B Wright had. He's the one that educated me on that. But he said Jerome needs to see Hustle and Flow.
I'm gonna check it out.
I had the dude who was actually the Hustle and Flow dude himself.
Oh, yeah.
Not Lucius Lyons, because that's who plays the Hustle. What's his real name is I forgot his name, but he the dude that played Lucius Lyons on
Power.
Not Power, but
Empire.
Yep. He plays Player Fly, or not Player Fly, but in the movie they changed Player Fly's name, but that's supposed to be the story of Player Fly's life. But he came to the show, and Bleed got him to come.
Wow.
And we had two legends in the building, the legendary Pimp group, and the club was fat that night. And A-Dog said, yes, sir. That's who Player Fly is. He is Hustle and Flow. Came to the show. It was one of the most legendary shows I've ever done to this date. I gotta drop a bomb on it. How you had Hustle and Flow in a building of your own shit. I couldn't even take a minute out to talk to the man. I went to go holler at him and shook his hand and everything, told him thank you for coming, and embraced him. But I didn't have no time. I was floating all around that club at night, just fixing and all kind of shit.
Doing damage control.
Yeah. And then had to turn around and perform.
Had to perform.
Yep. Crazy. I brought the band that particular show too. So I had the whole band in Memphis on that particular tour stop. So, but yeah, man. I had that in Memphis, and that's what you can have as an artist now. You need to have, kind of like a residency situation set up like that. Again, owning your crowd. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah, man. So, but yeah, man. Terrence Howard was his name. Terrence Howard.
There you go.
Yep. That's A-Dog. Yep, he just posted Terrence Howard. Yeah. Hustle and Flow.
I gotta make sure I see what can I find it at?
Yeah, I think Hustle and Flow on Tubi right now.
Tubi? Oh, that's easy to find.
If it's on Tubi, it's probably on 2 or 3 other platforms.
Yeah.
But yep, I had the man himself at my show. And he came right off the radio and came right to the show.
Wow.
I appreciated that. So yeah, y'all, just just as a recap of everything, man, stay independent,
Yes. Yes.
and figure out your business and know that you are in business. Know that if you step away from the mechanics of your business, you're giving your business to somebody else,
Yes.
and essentially you're making yourself an employee of your own business. Yep.
That's
So
not good. You want to get the crumbs instead of getting the buns.
do you want to own the McDonald's or do you want to flip the burgers in the back?
There you go. There's your analogy right there.
There you go. Once again, much love to we didn't talk about this. A girl passed.
Who?
Kiki Shepherd.
Kiki Shepherd. No, I didn't.
You know who that is, right?
No, I know.
Brother. That's the lady at the Apollo.
Oh yeah. I did hear about her. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
we didn't get to talk about that. I brought her up early, and we had a picture of her up there. God bless beautiful Kiki Shepherd, and thank you for everything that you gave, Kiki.
Yeah.
Yes. Before we roll, I think we have everybody that wants to play the game in the wheel. So let's spin this wheel and get a prize out to somebody, and then we gonna stroll. But finishing the recap, remember, I need 5 kids, because out of the 5 kids, one of them are gonna get these kicks right here. All right. These Jordan 1s. We giving them these Jordan 1s. I'm gonna get these to brother so he can see these kicks right here. I'm giving these kids a pair of Jordan 1s.
This looks like my size. What are they, 10, 11?
It's a size 10.
Size 10.
Yeah.
I need 3 more of that. 15,
okay.
16.
3 sizes away.
Yeah.
Remember to text the number 317-509-0464 to let me know that what kid you're submitting. This is going to be a draw. 5 kids. Out of those 5 kids, 3 of them are going to get shoes. One of them is going to get these pair of shoes, and the others, I can't tell you what the other 2 shoes will be. And the other 2 kids are going to get a really dope gift coming from Classic Records and the CrossFaded family. So, but we want to make sure that these kids that you're choosing needs these kicks.
Right.
I want to put these on the feet of a kid. I don't want a kid that's got 20 pairs of Jordans, because he don't need them. It would be purposeless.
Right.
I want a kid that needs these kicks. A kid that
don't have a pair of Jordans.
Yep, a kid that's worked hard and he's doing the right things and he's trying to push through and make it through. We need that kid. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So let me know. Hit up the 509 to 317-509-0464 and let me know what kid you're submitting and why you're submitting that kid. And as soon as I have 5 kids that are great candidates, we're going to start that process. All right. So Jordan 1 as a recap. Also,
what color are those Jordan 1s?
They are black, red, and white. These are that's Michael's first shoe right there.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
That's why they call them Jordan 1.
That's right. And it's the one where they didn't have the logo for him yet. They didn't have the wings.
Oh.
Nope, they didn't. When he first came, they had the swoosh, but it was his personal brand. So, but they didn't. They just had Mike. They had Air Jordan on the side, and then later on they would change it to the wings, and then a couple years later be the Jumpman itself, the picture, his silhouette. So, but yeah, man.
The metamorphosis.
Yeah. But before we roll, that's the recap. And also, I'm gonna send everybody the Archangel Michael single between today and tomorrow, and it access to the single, so you can go ahead and submit for access to get this dope free single that's dropping April the 5th.
I heard it.
Yes, Omega rises once again on Easter.
Come on Easter Day.
Yep, on Easter Day, rising again.
He was born.
Yes, sir. So I need you to have that. I'll be sending that to you. And before we roll, y'all know what time it is. All right. We got to pull this wheel out. It's wheel of CrossFaded time, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, the wheel of CrossFaded, somebody's going to get something dope. One individual is getting a dope prize. I might have 2 prizes. We'll see what what we can find around here. All right, on my wheel right now, and please correct my wheel if I am wrong, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, on my wheel right now, I have A-Dog, Nene, Slice, Papa Slice, Mama Slice. So we got the Slice family and the A-Dog family.
And the A-Dog family.
Yep. So we got two families going head to head right here.
So it really is a family affair, right?
It is a family affair. We got two families going head to head right here, okay? The A-Dog family and the Slice family. All right. Slice sends his salutes to A-Dog for good luck. And Slice, I'm definitely gonna hit. If I don't hit you tonight, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow. Prayers up to Papa Slice. He does start dialysis tomorrow, so I need to talk to him and hit him up tomorrow. Love y'all to death, Slice. All right.
Let's see the battle come down.
Hold on, we just had a couple. Hold on. Now I see a couple of people have just joined. If you are wanting to play this game right now, which we are about to start, let me know now in the chat. This is Wheel of CrossFaded, okay? Wheel of CrossFaded. Let me know in the chat right now because we just had a flux of people just jump into the room. Would you like to play? If you would like to play, let me know to put your name on the wheel right now. And you also would have to go and submit your information should you win to the Classic Records hotline, which is the 317-509-0464. That number down there in the bottom, I'm going the wrong way, right down there. Yeah, that number right there. All right. So does anybody else want to play? Because we just had a bunch of people just fall into the room. All right.
But the Johnny come lately.
Johnny come lately. All right. Well, we getting ready to roll, you guys. All right. Music, please. Jones. All right. Y'all ready?
Ready.
I'm not going to tell you the prize. We just going to spin the wheel. Let's do it.
Hey. Go. I won.
My man Papa Slice won, man. Papa Slice.
Whoa.
Here comes the confetti. Papa Slice won. And he wins on his way into dialysis.
I demand a recount.
Slice, make sure that you guys submit your first. I got your first last name, but submit your address again. This phone of ours, it does not hold addresses, but in a minute we're gonna have addresses with all of our CrossFaded family members locked in and stored. But just make sure that you do text me your address to that number right there, to 317-509-0464, and we're gonna get Papa Slice's gift out. What did Papa Slice win?
What did he win?
What did he win? He won. Let's see. Papa Slice won.
A Kevlar vest.
I'm looking at the prizes.
My man need a pair of Jordans. He going to dialysis. He ought to go with some nice fresh kicks on.
You're kind of doing like a Vanna White kind of thing right now. I appreciate that. Kiki Shepard kind of thing. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. We are gonna get no. Okay, I say that'll be great. Yeah, that's great for Papa Slice and Mama Slice. You know what I'm saying? And Little Slice. Please do not take from their gift, Little Slice. All right. Please do not take from their gift. Okay, what are they getting? What is the value of this? Okay, they are getting a $25 gift card, and it's a gift card for anywhere. You can spend this $20 gift card anywhere. You just won $20, and also Papa Slice. What?
You said 25.
25. I'm sorry, $25 gift card, and you just won a pack of sour Mentos, Papa Slice. Yeah, sour Mentos. You know what I'm saying? And a $25 gift card. This is going into the mail to you. Give it up one time, Papa Slice, man. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, you know what? We're gonna do one more thing. Now I see, once again, the new people are still here. Do you want to play? Do you want to play? Do you want to play? Now's the time. If not, we're getting ready to spin the wheel again. All right. So let's get Papa Slice off the wheel.
Yeah.
If you can see that wheel right now, ladies and gentlemen, you see that it is down to 4 individuals.
4 individuals.
4 individuals. 2 families. 4 individuals.
Well, family one already won.
One family from the south, another family from the Denver, Colorado. I guess would that be Midwest?
That'd be West.
West? That'd be West.
Midwest.
From the West and the South, West versus the South.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We got Nene, we got the A-Dog family. You know what I'm saying? We got Mom Slice and the Slice family. Slice and the Slice family.
Yeah.
You don't understand how important this is right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Right.
All right? All right, let's do this. We are ready to spin this wheel. Y'all ready?
One more game.
One more game. Let's do it. All right.
I'll put my money on A-Dog.
Okay. Okay. You on the A-Dog family?
I'm on the A-Dog team now.
I don't know. I don't know who gonna win. I don't. Oh.
Dog.
Oh. It looks like Nene won. Nene Dog in the house.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
I knew the A-Dog team was gonna pull one out. There's a law of averages. See?
Yeah.
Nene Dog.
Nene Dog. AKA Mrs. Dog. You know what I'm saying? That's A-Dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All right. And what do they win?
What do they win?
I think that would be great for them. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm big headphones.
All right. And what did y'all win? They won a dope game of throwback lyrics.
Uh-oh.
Throwback lyrics. All right. And this game, it has songs from the 90s and 2000s, hip hop and R&B. This is a music party game.
Oh.
Okay. 250 cards.
Oh.
All right. And I would like to see just a little example in here if I could. Because I had one card that I was able to see an example of, and it's super dope. Okay. All right, it's still in a new pack. So here is an example of the cards. Let's see if we can show you guys. Let's see. So here is an example, as you can see, of what the cards will look like. So this card is the trivia question. What is Hurricane Chris hollering in the club? What is Hurricane Chris hollering in the club? If you know who Hurricane Chris is, you should know what he's hollering in the club. He is hollering, "Hey, baby. Hey, baby." Remember that song?
Oh, yeah.
That's Hurricane Chris.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of cards that you would have. Another example, wow, look at this. In the No Scrubs song by TLC. What? Okay, I am. What in the No Scrubs song by TLC? I can't see what this is. It's so little.
Wow. That leaves me out.
Where exactly is the scrub in the car? Okay. In the No Scrub song TLC, where exactly is the scrub in the car?
It's in the passenger side.
In the passenger side. And that is answer D, the passenger side. Yeah. So that's the kind of, you had a choice between the driver's side, the trunk, the back seat, or D, the passenger side. Yeah. This ride trying to holler at me. Yeah. I don't want no scrub. Girl is a nigga. So yeah.
That's a fun game.
Yeah. This looks like this will be really fun.
Yeah.
So A-Dog, that's what y'all won right there.
A-Dog, get the barbecue out one night, get everybody around and sit out there and break them up into teams and have a ball.
Yeah. And congratulations to our winners. Both families got to win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
now they're off the wheel now.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna put this. Try to keep all of the integrity of this box because it's brand new. I never took it out the plastic, and we wanted to stay game tight. Yeah. So both families went. West meets the South. That was crucial. The A-Dogs versus the Slices.
Man, we had a standoff because everybody won.
We had a standoff. Yeah. To the new folks, because I see a couple of folks are still here. You know, if you would like to be a part of the CrossFaded family,
Mr. Tony pop in. He didn't pop in.
He did not pop in.
He must be out busy doing something.
Yeah, he usually does too. I know he will. My CrossFaded winners. Make sure that you do text that number right there to 317-509-0480. I'm sorry, 0464 with your address. Again, I don't save addresses just yet, but there will be a time where you won't have to worry about it again. Just stick with me until then. But text your information just like you would on a letter in that number right there. So I got it. I can just take it, snatch it, slap it on a slip, and send it out in the mail tomorrow. All right. So 2 winners.
All right, CrossFaded.
2 winners, $25 gift card and a thing of Mentos and a dope game of throwback lyrics. All right. Shout out to the dogs and shout out to the Slices. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out everybody.
Yay.
Drop a bomb on both of them.
Drop a bomb. Boom. Bomb too. Whoa. All right, y'all, man. We appreciate y'all. I have a ball with y'all. If you take away anything with this episode, please take away that as a musician, you're in business, and this statement pertains to not just rappers and singers, but now it pertains also to instrument playing musicians as well. If you're playing guitar, saxophone, drums, you're in business. You have to keep up with what your band captain or whoever runs the band or whatever booking agency is paying you, and how much you're supposed to be paid per gig and per cap, meaning each gig being different. If you're performing for 400 people, it should be different than the 25 or 50 people that you perform for in a small, intimate venue. Okay. You're in business, so you got to keep up with that. Rappers, lyricists, singers, writers, you're in business. Every time you write something and pass it along to another artist, or write something and then spit it through a microphone, you're in business. You better learn your business, okay? Because if you don't, somebody's going to come and take your likeness, your music, and they're going to do your business for you.
And
you choose.
Your money.
You choose.
And also getting back to your sports, don't forget we have the tournament going on. We have the NCAA, the men's basketball, the women's basketball. So if you all week long, if you want to watch some basketball, there's basketball on. Pay attention to your brackets if you do the brackets.
Okay. Okay. What is this?
March Madness.
March Madness. That's right. Yeah. And then what happens after March Madness?
And then you go up to
Sweet 16.
Sweet 16, Elite 8,
Elite 8,
Final 4,
then Final 4, and then the champs.
The champs.
Who's projected to be the school to take it all?
There's no projection because it's all tipsy turvy. It's a crapshoot.
It ain't no dominant school right now. Okay. Okay. I was hoping you was gonna say North Carolina. You know, that was my dream alma mater. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's my fantasy alma mater. I walk around here every day like I went to North Carolina University.
6'6" guard.
Yep, I feel like I really went. And ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. We all dream. We all dream.
Yeah. Hey man, I thank y'all to the utmost. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Omega Classic Records is the page and the name. Also, if one thing I forgot, we just released our first product in partnership with HBD Designs, and it's a product called Lighter Wraps. You can now put anything that you can imagine, anything you can think of on a lighter wrap. We do everything from.
You have examples? Do you have examples on the table? You should have some examples on the table.
I don't have any examples on the table, but I think I have a quick little picture that I can pull up right here to show folks an example of what these lighter wraps look like. And I'm so sorry because this is supposed to be in my system and ready to roll. But I think I got it right here at the whim of the fly. Beast content. Where is it, man? Oh, I thought that I had it.
You thought you had it. Y'all didn't have it.
Thought I had it right at the win with the thing. But
we'll have it for the next time.
Yeah, we'll get it for you next time, man. I'm sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, we oh no, here we go. Yep. Boom.
Whoa.
All right. So this is what our lighter wraps look like. Take a look. Ooh. As you see, pictures of your favorite movie, pictures of your favorite event, your favorite artist, pictures of anything you can imagine.
We don't say nothing.
Really?
Well, sounded good.
Ain't that about a bitch? One more time, cause hey, see something now? Hey, yeah. Don't snap. Wow. Wow, that sucks. Well, for some reason, the screen is showing black. We have lighter wrap products. They can hear it, but they can't see it. But we have lighter wrap products where you can put anything you can imagine on a lighter wrap. And
the famous cross-faded lighter wrap.
Yep, we got the cross-faded lighter wraps already. You know, we're gonna have cross-faded lighters that we're gonna be selling soon. But yeah, like your business card. I seen one customer that did a business card and put their business card on a lighter. These wraps are only sized for big lighters, by the way. So only big lighters. What?
Classic big
lighters,
not the cheapies,
not the little, you know,
mini bigs or the $2 lighter.
Yeah. These is the classic joints. So yeah, man, you know, if you want to get yourself something for, you know. All right, I was trying to one more time. It's still black screen. Yeah, something's wrong. Sometimes the system that we're working in, it gets a little sluggish. Sometimes I notice that with Restream. I'm gonna send them a feedback on that. But yeah, whatever you can imagine, we can now print on a lighter. Shipping is usually inside of what, 48 hours? 72 hours max? 48 hours. Yeah. Okay. So, and that's all over the country right now. HBD has already sold probably at this point hundreds of lighter wraps. So it's a product that has been tested, that we have seen, you know, sell not only all over the country but also internationally. Yeah, there's been some sold to 2 or 3 different countries, ain't it? Yeah. So you can order them today. Look for that commercial. All you got to do is scan that QR code. Boom, place your order. Submit the pictures that you want. You want your baby. You want you and your baby. You want, you know, your business. You want
your dog. You put your dog on
a special moment. Man, put it on a lighter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. That's the new product right there. But y'all, we about to bounce. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Omega Classic Records is the page and the name. We'll be seeing you next time. Keep an eye out on your text messages for the next show, for the next topic, because I'm sure it's going to be a hot button. It's going to be something to educate you. It's going to be something to leave that intellectual belly full. All right. All right, I'm out, y'all. Peace. Stay gold.
So see what they've been looking.
It's not just music.
It's
classic.